Hello, everyone. Give me just a second to finish getting everyone up there, and we are good. All right. Switching over. We are welcome back. We are on episode 17, I believe now, of our Harvestella Host Club playthrough. A couple announcements before we get started. Just as you saw, I mentioned these yesterday, but we have our question of the day is going to be the same today as it was yesterday. We're nearing the end of the game, so let's figure out what we want to play next for the channel. Let me know some suggestions, and over the course of this week, I plan to make a poll if I get any suggestions. Otherwise, I'll just put someone there that I can think of. Second announcement, as I mentioned yesterday, I am sort of temporarily laid off with the job that I've had for the past 8-9 months. Basically, they can't afford me until they get some sales. It's a real estate business. So they've got two in closing or in escrow right now, but they are needing to close out completely and have the money come in, and then they can afford me again. So we're going to have me having a job hunt a little bit for the next little bit. So just in case I have to go back to trucking, just a warning to you guys that it may affect our streaming schedule. Hopefully it won't, but just kind of putting that out there. And as you can, like I mentioned, our question of the day is, well, what do you want to see me play next? We got through we got through all of chapter 7 and most of chapter 8 yesterday. We're going to do a little bit more in that final dungeon of chapter 8. Oh, sorry, I just bumped the switch here, moving my mouse out of the way. Because it was blocking my screen. But the reason, I'm checking with you guys is, we're going to finish the main story of this probably next week, the week after at the latest. Today we're going to do a lot of grinding and farming for items that we need for stuff, like leveling up our weapons and so on, as well as our usual character quests and maybe side quests. That said, there's not a lot terribly that we need. For those. And like I said, we're going to go run and muck around in that dungeon today, because one of the things I want to do is over the course of the next week use this we'll say playthrough, my horror review playthrough, to demonstrate how to get the samurai class, because it's kind of a complicated thing, before switching back over to my Stella playthrough to actually walk through what it has for that video. So I do want us to, that's one of the reasons we're going to mess around with this, but this is probably going to be the most complicated part of what we're doing today, dungeon-wise. And then, like I said, we're going to be, after that, largely working on moving on to our next game, whatever that's going to be. So, what are some suggestions you guys want to see? Do you want to see, we got Rune Factory, we've got, of course, Stardew Valley. Everyone loves Stardew Valley. But, we got Hot Chocolatier that we know is in the works, but we don't know when it's going to be done. It could be years. I mean, he's still working, as far as I know. He's just hit himself on the game production. Like, he has a team for the ports, but I think he's the one who's still working solo on creating the individual game. So, let's find out what's going on with that. And so that's a possibility. Of course, another possibility is, let's see, I already mentioned Harvestella. Or not Harvestella, the Rune Factory. The Atelier series, we got Atelier Rise of 3s coming out. It was supposed to be this month, but it's got delayed till next month. There's Although that one's more the JRPG. It's kind of like this one, where it's more JRPG, less on the crafting. Or that's, I mean, it's heavily on the crafting, but the sim elements, because it's a very complex crafting system. Whatever game we play in that series. Um, but like my time at Porsche, my time at Sandrock are good ones that we could list. If we're doing an individual game, there's things like Kinseed. Um, I have to look at some of the others, like Coral Island. I haven't played yet. I can't get it to work on this laptop. I think it'll work just fine on my other laptop, which is in and of itself annoying. But that was the one that took a damage when I was on the truck as a truck driver. And like I said, I'm hoping not to have to become a truck driver again. I mean, there are definitely times I absolutely miss it, but there's also times that I'm just like, I'm good. I don't want to go back. Um, it had its pros, it had its cons, and for as short a thing as this is supposed to turn out to be, it's not in my benefits to go back to trucking. Trucking, especially over the road trucking, is ideal for like 6 or more months. If I could find something local where I'm home every night or something like that, that would be fine, because then I can work my schedule around that. But let's see, we want to be on this guy. Yeah, these guys don't move until you trigger an alarm, so there's that. And we'll take out this guy before he can do anything like that. Perfect. These guys are weak to lightning, and I don't know what that is. Piercing? That's not piercing. Oh, lightning and sage. Switch. And we get that barriers going. That's the thing with this dungeon, is you got the weird, just this floor of this dungeon is the switches that are sometimes useful, sometimes not, to mess with. So like we did that, and now there's no beams here, so we can go through this way. But yeah, those guys, if we continue playing this after we finish the game, those will be like the last things in the game we kill. We'll go down to like low levels of Caranoid before we take them on, because low levels of Caranoid, I mean, we won't succeed all that well, because it gets to up to level 80 on the enemies. But those guys are nuts. The giant fear in this floor. What do we got here? There's a switch and a shutter on the wall. The words Lost Gaia Sample are written near the shutter. Pressing the switch might open the shutter. Yeah, let's go for it. If I remember right, it's like fruits or something like that. Press it and the shutter opens. Cold mist along with a plethora of ingredients tumble out. It seems to be a harvest from Lost Gaia. So you get powdered leaf, ginger, wasabi, and lost rice. Something else rolls out with the ingredients. Some well-preserved Lost Gaia monsters. And they pop out and attack us. Well, that's fine, because they're all weak to ice. And we are currently equipped with ice. Do-do-do-do-do. We need to grind the levels anyways. But, let's see. I do want to get just one of the reasons I'm playing as much as I am right now today in here, rather than focusing on our other stuff. So I want to get to that point where I can demonstrate the thing. And kill this guy. I don't remember how to get in there. We'll figure it out later. Can't turn that on. We'll have to come in here and find the switch. Yep. Okay, we gotta deal with these guys. Wow, these guys hit hard. And it's not like we're like low in levels or anything like that. We are well equipped for where we're at in this game. Or we're decent level, well equipped. These guys just hit hard, and so you can imagine that the fear versions of these guys, who are 13 levels higher, how much they hit hurt for their big attacks like that. or specifically the gun, like the rapid fire gun attacks, is what I'm talking about when I say the big attacks, not the ones that are broadcast as they run. There we go. And now we can come back in here and go through this other door. Do 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 do. Perfect. Let's see. Yeah, it's this next room up here is the one we want to do, not this little one, but and yeah, we need to eat. We got our butts kicked so much yesterday. It was correct because we've been rushing everything so much, and rather than taking the time to uh, level things up and grind. So we're gonna do that most of that today. Just some grinding, some leveling up, etc. But this right here, this is the door that I'm gonna get to. It's enter a password. We'll do 8, 4, 2, 0. That's the wrong password, but just wanted to put it in just to kind of show it. Well, I'll show that on a recorded video, and then we'll do it on a stream. So, and this is why I hate those guys when they come in pairs like that, and then they can both freeze you while you're in the middle of your attack you're wanting to set up. All right. There we go. Killed the guy. Yada yada. Continue through this floor. Eat some more bunny buns. And we'll finish up this floor, but we won't actually like advance the story any. We'll do that next week. Ooh, this is a fun one. There we go. Oh, wrong attack, but whatever. I meant to switch over to the Salt Savant, but whatever. We'll take the mage. It got the job done. So hopefully we'll get going more. Perfect. Take out all 3 of them. Yeah, and do you have classes that will do much more powerful than that later on? Although you mean that's just a good example of the short term. But there we go. We have a quick teleport back to where we want to go, taking the H to G, so that I can demonstrate that for later. Now let's go home and look at our character quests and see what we can do. We also need to start farming for things like sturdy screws, or and maybe delicate cogs as well, because we need bombs and repair kits. You can see the repair kits. We need the sturdy screws. These we're gonna need. We can make a few of these for now, though these aren't as useful in the short term. Like the level 2 ones don't show up as much in these late dungeons. What they end up being is places we go back to in later or earlier dungeons, and we'll have really powerful fear enemies behind them. So they are what they are. Here we go. Communique from Abandoned Eden, Castle of Illusion. A message with no sender was sent to the castle. It was addressed to you, Haruhi. You are free to do with this message as you will. Its contents are as follow. A mysterious noise has been observed at Panthalassa Junction. Investigate it right away. Castle of Illusion. This is the quest I was talking about yesterday where you find a robot in Panthalassa Junction and take it to elsewhere. And the rest of these are character quests, so Shrika. I'm sorry for worrying you, but I am okay now. Let us go together to meet with Dursites. I will wait for you at the temple. Yours sincerely, Shrika. It's time to settle the score from Istina. I heard from Rosny that the shadow has been chased into the Jade Forest. Let's go and meet up with her as soon as possible. We may finally be able to bring this to an end. I just need your help a little longer. I'll see you at the Jade Forest. From Istina. I trust you have not forgotten from Unicorn. I have completed my preparations and am now ready to depart for our next destination. I trust you have not forgotten where that is? Or have you? Well, you are lucky I am a most munificent master. As an act of kindness, I will remind my most scatterbrained minion that our meeting place is to be Shatola. Write it down on a napkin or something so that you do not forget it again. I will await you there, yours truly, Unicorn. You've got to do something from the innkeeper. It's Braca. It looked like his spirits were picking up a little after the last time he stopped by, but it seems like he's back to square one again. Honestly, I can't see him like this anymore. There ain't nothing I can do about it, but maybe there's something you can do to help him, huh? Try not to forget from Cress. I've been putting them off during my research, but I think we should resume our regular checkups. I'm not going to set an appointment, but please visit the clinic when you can. It may be annoying, but it's still very important. And if you don't come, then I'll just drag you here myself. It's not like you couldn't have done these checkups on me any of the 3 times we fell into combat yesterday. And thank you for everything from High. Oh, wrong button. With your assistance, I have finally completed my modifications to the Fiasola. I cannot thank you enough. Without you, there's no imagining how long this would have taken me to do alone. Once we have procured the necessary supplies, it will finally be time to head to the ocean floor. We should be able to catch up to her now. Thanks again for everything. Signed, High. So there's those. We got all our stuff done, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. While we're out here, let's redo that and get some feed. We don't need much in there. We've only got 2 of each animal, but I think we just did them the day before, yeah. But it's still nice to have these done so we can start getting better quality cheese and eggs and whatnot. And we have both for all the cooking recipes we'll need, or milk and eggs, which we can turn into cheese and mayonnaise if we care to. There's not a lot of recipes that require them, but wait, let's put some eggs in a mayonnaise machine if we made it. Yep, there it is. Mayonnaise maker, throw in 3, we get a mayonnaise tomorrow. And there we go. We are good to go on everything here that we needed to do. Alright, let's call it a day, and tomorrow we will do some character quests. We want to work on particularly the characters that we don't yet have at level 6, so we can finish unlocking their classes. But, you know, there we go. Harvest skill, changed to level 2. That means we can now do a 5x5 area. Plant skill, we can now plant in a 3x3 area. I don't know why they choose to have her those 2 separate sizes. It's such a weird choice, but it is what it is. Promised fruit, there we go, 15. And voila, we are done with what we need to do. So over the course of this week, when I record my episode on the Assault Savant and the Lunamancer classes, I'll also record the episode for the Samurai and Aristotle classes, because those are 2. That way next weekend, when we play, we can go get the Samurai class. I just did those. I don't know why I did that on this. It's a habit to check that first thing in the morning, or, you know, whatever, in my games. Anyways, out here we can come, and lantern pumpkins. Fully grown. We won't be able to plant anymore this season, but that's fine. The season's about over for everything. Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. You can hit a large area with this. Got a promise fruit. You only get one from the fruit tree, even though it's a 2x2. We covered 2 of the spots. But there we go. Alright, give me the grapes. And now we can go up top to the waterside biome. There's only 6 days left in this month, so if we are going to harvest anything, we got to be careful with it.
Hello, little crappies.
Dooch. Dooch. I think that's got to cover everything.
Hello, little crappies.
All of it. Perfect. And we'll check the cave just in case. I know we had a few pepper things still left in there, still standing. Winter here is not as dead as in some games, but like we can only plant certain crops out on the main farm. We have nothing in the biomes, which is going to be kind of sad. But there's not a lot of winter specific crops either, so it's not too bad, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But we'll hold on to the pumpkin. And yeah, we'll hold on to those. We don't need those just yet. And we'll put 10 of those in there. Let's see, we have anything in here that we can try and convert? Yes, we have 1 empty battery. We'll get 4 more of the pepper. While I'm thinking of what the number for that specifically. Perfect. We can make some apple juice. We'll want that. And I can't think of anything else we really want to convert right now. So, let's do those. Empty battery. We got our mayonnaise. Dessert maker. Apple juice. Oh, and this thing. Perfect. Now we have everything we need, and it's a rainy day, so we can't get our pet them or anything to improve them. Because they do, you can check this to see what their affection meters are. So 3 hearts, 2 hearts, and we bought them a day apart, so it's not like they don't grow plenty fast. Or they were a day or 2 apart. I don't know how exactly many days, but it wasn't that far apart. And you have the cheese maker that we can make, and yada yada, but we'll hold on to those. But now we have access to a few more recipes we can make. Such as the Lethe special. That's I think the last thing we needed for... Oh, no, it's not, because we need the lantern pumpkin gratin. We need 2 things of cheese. For that, we need chilled corn soup. That's going to need the chili plant for winter. So yes, let's go get some milk made. If we can. Or some cheese made, rather. Let's see, have we made a cheesemaker? We have. But let's make the cheesemaker level 2. That'll let us put 10 milk in and get 4 back, I think. Or maybe it's 9 and... No, I think this is a 3, 10, 40 kind of one. Depending on its levels. Let's find out. Grab our milk. We have a dozen milk. So, plant this. Bam. Yep, throw 10 in. And we'll get 4 cheese tomorrow. So that will let us get plenty of cheese. We can put some eggs in there, and we have a dozen of those. Or we did 3 yesterday, so yeah, we've only got 9. We haven't made a level 2 version of that either, because we haven't needed it until now. What we can do, though, is... Let's see. Those are working. There's a level 1. Someone on one of my farming videos asked how you can remove these things, and that's how you do it. You just smack it with your hammer. It picks it back in your inventory, and for these level 1 things, you can absolutely sell them. They don't sell for much, but it's better than nothing. Oh, we can harvest those too.
Hello, little crappies.
Perfect. So, do we have anything we can plant that we have enough that we want to plant? Let's go get some potato seeds. Now that it's 10 o'clock and everything's open, then we can continue with our character quests. We definitely want to hit focus on Aesel and um, Dianthus, especially because of how useful they are to have in your party from their bonuses. Even if they're not useful combatants, their bonuses are really good. Because, generally you're going to be doing the most damage with anything you're doing, any characters, anyways. So, let's see. There we are. We passed them. Lump potato seeds. Let's grab 40. Ready to harvest in 3 days? Perfect. Take care of our crops. I know this is the absolute. This is the most boring thing to watch. Actually, no. The fishing is probably the most boring thing to watch, especially if you're not watching live and chatting with me and all that. But it is what it is. We do need fishing. We do need the farming for the food items, and the food items are needed for healing and stamina recovery in the dungeons. So it's a thing, but it's not
Thank you for coming
as
back.
in depth. Like magic exists in this game, but there's no, for example, healing magic.
Take this.
Oh wait, I forgot we didn't have this now. So oh well.
Hiya.
Oh, I thought we got planting level 2. Maybe it was stamina down for planting level 2.
Take that.
This will hold. Yeah, it doesn't charge anymore.
Take this.
Maybe that's our next level that we're gonna get is for that because.
Take this. Can I have a snack now?
But yep, get our
Take that.
potatoes planted. We can do more of them in
Hiya.
the winter. This is one of the few winter crops we can have, along with that's called the winter plant, I think, or something like that, and the Argent cabbage. Yeah, lump potatoes, fall and winter. You have uh, the Argent cabbage, spring and winter, and chili plant, which is only winter. So we'll have a few crops that we can focus on, just doing what we need to do, but like we won't get no more nitro pineapple till spring if we're even playing still in spring year 2. So, but there we go. Let's get things done that we want to get done.
See you later.
So, for one, let's get the airship. We'll take it over this way. And yeah, there are ways you can explore, places you can explore with the airship, like coming up here. Switch over to this thing. Just in case there's somewhere we can dig. But yeah, warm something, soup recipes. There's stuff on the map that we can do that we don't have access to without the airship. And there's stuff on the map that we need the level 5 Totokaku thing, which we bought last time to get. So there's Black Pearls times 10. That's going to give us a little bit of money. We'll enter the bridge while we're here now. Talk to Dianthus. Or Dianthus. Get her character quest up going a little bit more. Hurry, you came. I've been waiting. As it turns out, we received an extreme number of submissions through the suggestion box. Given how they were able to overload the Castle of Illusion's storeroom, it was certainly more than anticipated. So, you stopped them from being burned? Yes, although it was close. I plan to organize them, then compile and archive the data. I have only looked over some, but we collected a large number of concerns. Everything from tomorrow's evening meal to money trouble and savings. There are so many, it's impossible to share them all. However, I do wish to show you one category that was particularly common. Analyzing the most commonly shared concern should be useful for also analyzing that heart mechanism. This particular concern is about someone they love. There's a part where the sender wishes for their partner to improve. But it seems they're concerned that raising the subject will subsequently destroy their relationship. Yeah, human relationships are hard. Or at least they're not worried about food. It seems there are times when simply considering meals is depressing, but this is not one of them. Fatty tuna for the Oron fans. I can see this is one that involves the most extreme intricacies of the heart. What kind of resolution are they hoping for, I wonder? What do you think, Haruhi? What kind of solution would you suggest for our sender in question? You have a whole bunch of these you can choose. But I would say they should talk to their partner. So one consideration is to make their partner aware, even if that means destroying the relationship. It really is complicated, isn't it? The human heart, I mean. There is no way to find a perfect answer to what seems to be a universal concern. But it is a depressing one. If possible, I want to respond with an appropriate solution. Can't do much if one doesn't exist. I think you should still try. If I don't respond to every issue, then they might stop sending submissions, which would be most inefficient. What would be most beneficial towards my research would be to have them continue to grasp our answers. Harumph. Although, if it is causing them this much anguish, then they might want to consider ending their relationship. No, perhaps not. The problem is not that straightforward. Haruhi, I require time to consider this problem more thoroughly. No conclusion has ever been reached when studying the heart, and so I must be careful in my proceedings. I also wish to scan the database. Do you mind if we part ways here? Yeah, I'll keep thinking in the meantime. We say that, but we're not actually going to be doing it. She says thank you. Let us continue this discussion another day. I will contact you again. We're not actually going to be thinking about it in the meantime, but, I trust that it's fine, Haruhi. Sure, I'm going to take the airship, though. Farewell. We're going to take the airship and go around it, but, yeah, their bonuses between her and Aesol. I mean, even if you're not using, if you're only using physical attacking classes, her magic defense boost is really useful. I wish there was a straight just magic defense plus 20% character, but take what you want, That's why she and Aesol work well together as a pair. He's also close combat, she's ranged. So you've got a few opportunities of, balanced pairing. They're not great for bosses so much. Like, Braca and Arya with their break gauges are the best for boss fights. And yeah, you can see there's not, a huge world map we can explore. And all these down here we gotta do from down here. So, let's say we gotta come to Shatola. And now that this guy can swim, we can come out here to all these places. Search, paprika seeds. Oh, we can't get over that way. From here, we can find stuff just chilling out here somewhere. There it is. Heartstone, not a huge, great, boost, but it is what it is. Search, sandstone. Oh, here's another one we can... Black pearl. So we're just getting money and stuff for today. Oh, and there's our cry, or no, wrong button. Dig a hole. Found the entrance to a hidden cave. And this one's just got a Canelo doll. Nothing great. It is what it is. That said, we'll pop out of here and we'll go talk to Braca. We still want to get as many of these character quests done as we can. So we'll fly over here to Argent. It's the furthest away from everything that everyone else is. And it's already too late to talk to Street Guys. It's after 9 o'clock. The temple's hours are like 9 to 9. So, like, your renovator, your blacksmith, and your various general stores are 8 to 8. The temple is 9 to 9. And taverns are 10 to 10. Enter the hideout. And Braca. Here we go. Hey, Braca, you could crack us a smile, you know. After I went to all the trouble of bringing news on the hallowed you've been pining after. Oh, you're the informant from before. Oh, it's you. Hey, Braca, if this is a bad time. Because of Haruhi? Nah, you don't need to worry. They're all clued in, so you're more than welcome to tell them what you know. Is that so? Well, somebody's gonna have to keep up the fight, what with me retiring. You're retired? Whoa, you may want to reconsider. I've got some info on a brand new hallowed you're gonna want to hear. A new hallowed, huh? Well, word is that a new species of hallowed appeared in a Seaslap cave. Of course, I couldn't just ignore something so serious and came looking for you. My only targets were Amadeus and Kierkegaard. And with them dead, there's no reason for me to keep up that old life. Besides, I've already given my gun to someone else. You gave it away? So that's how it is, huh? Fair enough. Forget I said anything. I'll get out of your hair. Sure, let me know if you hear about any good eats around here, though. You're going to ignore the Hallowed? Yep, it's not like I'm equipped to take it on now anyway, right? If it worries you that much, then you can go and check it out. There's usually good money in taking out a Hallowed. And the people of Argent? Uh, for now, I've no interest in getting myself tangled up in that mess. You, however, can do whatever the hell you like. What, you're gonna run off and save the day because I refuse to? Argent's in danger. Those Hallowed, every last one of them is like Kierkegaard. They aren't your run-of-the-mill monster. And despite knowing you might not be enough, you'll still go to face them alone? It's a good thing I'm going with you. As much of a pain in the ass as it is, I'm still tied to you by contract as a mercenary. No, you're really not, dude. Your contract was to take us into the Sea's Light, and you did it. I can't stand idly by and let one of my most valued patrons bite the dust. I thought the contract was void. That was a unilateral decision. It doesn't mean anything unless we both agree to it. Don't go getting your hopes up, though. First on the agenda, getting more info on that new species of Hallowed. Maybe I should call that old man back in here. Sorry, Haruhi, I'm going to ask you to leave me to my own devices here. I'm going to gather what information I can on the Hallowed. I'll send you a letter when I think I've got enough. Hang tight until then. Let's take that thing out together. So long as I don't die in the process, that's about as optimistic a response as you'll get out of me. Alright, time to get started. Gotta inspect my equipment, resupply the traps. Things are gonna get busy. Closeness with level 7. Hooray! He's great to have in your party for boss fights, but outside of that, not so much. He tends to use, I think, just the fire element. He doesn't switch and reload all that often, that I've seen. You know, whatever. He is as he is. Alright, now we'll teleport back home. I'm not gonna bother with Clary and her quest today. Side quests are nice, but they're not essential um, for the combat side of things. So we can leave a lot of them for post game unless we just like really want the Aristotle. It's a weird class. I'll just straight up say it's a weird class. Well, welcome back, Autumn. How are you today? We're for your reference of where we're at, we're near the end of chapter 8 in this on the this playthrough. We're like right before the boss fight of chapter 8. But hey, we made some money. I don't know, have you been watching the other streams during your free time? It doesn't look like I've seen much traffic on them. Let me know. And I might go grab a quick drink. Oh, hey, we got letters from Dianthus. Ooh, that was fast. We just did her thing yesterday. I love it when they just come back the next day instead of having to wait like 3 days sometimes. I clearly underestimated how much a single letter would consume our time. Nonetheless, I must collect information if I am to formulate an answer. Harvey, would you mind meeting me at the Nord Step this time? I wish to try another approach to this particular problem. Dianthus. Hey, we need to get Dianthus up.
Hello, little crab.
You used the bomb, but it was useless? I don't know where you used the bomb that it was useless. And you've been reading Yaoi fanfiction, of course.
These
Hey, I'm not gonna judge.
veggies are simply bursting to be
But yeah, to give you an
harvested.
idea, yeah, we're near the end of chapter 8. We got most of it there yesterday, and then
Is my
I
number
decided to
one
advance the map a little bit
favorite.
more today, just so I could, over this course of this next week, record and show people how to unlock the samurai class with using this playthrough, and then switch over to my other one to show what the class can do, because it's an awesome class. Storage box. Yeah, storage box. Yeah, you used the level 2 bomb on the farm. It's not useless. It's absolutely not useless. Let me show you what that you get from that. Just a second. Let me sell all of these. Princess chestnuts you don't use in a lot of recipes. The level 2 bomb on the farm gets you access to back here, which gives you two really good things. The first is your Echo Stone for the Mage class, so you can unlock its top tier. And the last are respawnable things for these, which give you Sacred Lumber, which is really useful for your level 3 production machines. So when you get the recipes for like the level 3 fermenting barrel, level 3 cheesemaker, and so on, I think they all use Sacred Lumber, like 8 pieces of it or something like that, or 4 pieces. So it's really, really important to get those back there, as well as just unlocking more of your mage class if you like the mage class. Yep, we're done with our crops. It's not raining, so there's my goats. Ah, good, my chickens are out. I was talking about this earlier. One of the things I hate about the chickens, or the clef owls as they're called in the game, is that sometimes, like, the goats will be out here, but the chickens won't, and you'll spend the whole day without having chickens that you can't pet and raise their faction or get the drops from them. Like, you can get their eggs, but you can't get the feathers and stuff that they drop and you can sell. Because that's a better steady source of income. Oh, I just put the wrong thing in there. Like these, you can sell cotton feathers and they'll have like unique premium ones. How long does each tree take to grow? It's going to vary from tree to tree. Let's take a look at that. So, seeds and saplings. So you'll have, like, these will take 10 days, 6 days, 6 days, 7 days, 6 days. Uh, these are the last two. Princess Chestnut is 7 days. The Promised Fruit is 7 days. This one here is the Moon Fruit. It's basically a banana tree. And I forget what this one is. Oh, this might be the winter one. Yeah, let's go grab that. We can afford it. So, but they generally take about a week to grow. The thing is, most of them only grow in one season. So, for example, your Wisty Peaches only, like, they'll grow. You can plant them in winter and they'll grow, but it won't show that it's fully grown until it reaches your next spring and they're harvestable. And then some trees are harvestable every other day, usually the ones that are like the four spaces like
Good
these, and
morning.
others like the grapes will harvest every day in their season. So while we're thinking about it, I just
I hope you bring back souvenirs.
that was a good question. Made me realize that I hadn't caught the ones for the next season yet. So let's go do that real fast. Fly over here. But yeah, most of them are 6 or 7 days. There's a few weird ones that are like 10 days or whatever. Um, I'm actually gonna do a updated version of my farm guide now that I've completed the game and I've unlocked all of the seeds and everything. Because before I kind of lumped it as there's two types of uh, trees, but there's actually four. If you want to get, there's kind of two and there's kind of four. Um, the moon fruit are really unique. They're their own special thing. I think they grow every 3 days, um, but they're every season. Uh, you made Hatsune Miku and God Eater 3. It's funny you mentioned that. I was just talking Hatsune Miku earlier today. Um, I'm a big fan of the World of Darkness and like Mage the Ascension. And I'm on a server and someone like well the Technocrat channel linked a video to um I cannot remember his name. Uh he goes by Greaseball and all the Among Us stuff. If you watched all the big huge Among Us videos that were out a couple years ago, he always went by Carl. It's Charlie is his name. I forget what his channel's called, but he's doing a whole thing about like AI and how nuts they're growing to be, and like you can perfectly mimic anyone's voices and figures and all that with them now. And so my response was like, "Oh yeah, no, Hatsune Miku is definitely a technocrat. She's an agent. She's a literally manufactured celebrity." Yeah, I missed you in yesterday's episode. We stream. I stream both Saturdays and Sundays, so I missed out on having someone chat. It was a. I mean, I got a lot of good stuff done in the playthrough, but it's always more fun to have someone here on channel with me. Yeah, the Makoko saplings only grow in summer. That was one of the things on my Stella playthrough that I had to wait to. I had to wait till summer year two to finally get the last of my things, that and my watermelons, so that I could finally get the wind fairy stuff, or no, the water fairy stuff, or the Aristotle class. Hari, thank you for coming. I've been giving it some serious consideration about the Holy Mother's true form, about what Sight said. But I'm doing okay. I know how I wish to answer his invitation. Are you sure you're all right? Sights is waiting for us in the other room. Are you ready? Kick his butt. Take no prisoners. Actually, don't take his prisoner. You came. You look like you have an answer for me. I do. Sights, I cannot go with you. Hmm. Why, Shrika? You know your beliefs were all based on a lie. As you said, the thing that united us as a people was merely a tool for something else. Nonetheless, was there nothing in the teachings that spoke to you at all? Hmm. Sights, I was able to take notice of so many things thanks to those principles. Oh yeah, you were busy yesterday? That's cool. Hey, cooking yams. I don't know kinetic. What is kinetic sand? Like, or is that a game? I see you're talking about you want the Animal Crossing or Hoko Life. Is Kinetic Sand a video game that I'm not familiar with? Sights, I was able to take notice of so many things thanks to those principles. After such a difficult upbringing, they were able to teach me that the world really wasn't as ugly as I thought. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought it was. Like, it's a toy. You're like, oh yeah, Kinetic Sand. Is that the? Yeah, I'm not sure what Kinetic Sand is. Let me look at that because I'm sure as soon as I look it up, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what that is. Because I've probably seen it and heard of it, but oh yeah, it's kind of like Play-Doh but made out of sand. Yeah, I've seen those. It's officially a brand name. Got it. They were created by people to teach us how to be people. I think that's what the principles mean. Do not cause harm unnecessarily. Reach out to those in need. Love your family and treat your friends well. I don't think there was any mistake in the way they taught us how to be good human beings. I mean, they're obvious, but they're important. But what did they give you? You mentioned being a good human being. Give me a break. They just teach you how to throw away your humanity. Sights. I've been watching you all this time. I watched you get swept up by the Order as its blessed seraph child. They just want to cling to the convenient idea of a tangible salvation. First the patriarch disappeared, then the floss indulgencia. Floss indulgencia. That's a fun word to say. And now they cling to the idea of you as the matriarch. Sights. I want to save you. Nobody else. Nobody else knows how the world really is. Hi, standing right here. You fought so hard to get where you are. You crawled out of that rundown hut and kept pushing no matter what awful things you saw. You should be rewarded. You deserve to be rewarded. Shrika, I need you to live a quiet and peaceful life filled with joy. If you don't mind, if you don't, then I'll I'll never forgive myself. That's gonna depend. I mean, what are you gonna get what are you gonna get the most use out of? I mean, Animal Crossing is like we were talking about this last week. Animal Crossing is great if you can make the habit out of going back to it every single day and doing your chores and all that. But at the same time, it's one of those real time games, so it can also kind of punish you if life happens, you know. So that's a good one. I haven't really played much with the Hoko Life. It looks all right. It's you know better than me if that's going to be your style. Um, it's the community one, so it's a multiplayer if I remember right. Which for me is not that big. I'm not a big multiplayer person. Let's see. I might be remembering this wrong. Let's see. Community might just be a single player. I mean, it's not an art style it's very much the Animal Crossing style art style looks like. I'm looking at it. I haven't really messed with Hoko Life. Let me see. Did I put it on my Steam wish list? I might have. But I mean, that's personally up to you. I wouldn't get much use out of the kinetic sand, for example. I would get more out of one of the video games. Um, Probably Hoko Life would be the one I would get the most personal out of, but like the sand, um, I'd make use of out of every once in a like blue moon. But maybe you would play with it more, so you might enjoy it more. Yeah, and I don't know if Hoko Life is like a real time thing like the Animal Crossing is either. Um, I mean, I could play Animal Crossing without being online. Can't play it multiplayer for that way, but you know, but the thing for me is that my frustration with Animal Crossing, like I said, I keep saying is, I've got a busy life, between work and now job hunting, and maintaining the channel here, which I dedicate probably a good 10 to 12 hours a week on there. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I've seen stuff for Hoko Life, but it's not one that really like drew me in and said, yeah, I really have to get that one. So yeah, that's my advice: is which one do you think you're gonna get the most out of? And back to Shrika here with sights. Thank you for watching over me. But sights, I've been able to do so many important things, and I hold my blade in order to protect them. Shrika, fine, I see how it is. The only way to save you is to wear you down. Make a formal announcement about the fallacy of the Holy Mother and destroy the Order. If you refuse, then you'll have to stop me from doing it myself. Hmm. Sights. We have been forced to witness the hell humanity creates so many times. We humans are weak creatures. Left to our own devices, we would spur the unthinkable. That is what we are. Despite knowing how much harming others hurts the soul, we still go on to commit so much evil. We all have our weaknesses. But that is why her principles are so important. To stop us from committing evil. To discipline ourselves. Yeah, I mean, Hoko Life's like $20, so it's yeah. If you think Hoko Life would be what you enjoy the most, go for it. Of the three, it's probably the one I would enjoy the most. But, there's a lot of stuff that I do enjoy. I mean, I do enjoy Animal Crossing. I just, you know, if you're not a completionist, Animal Crossing is really great. If you have that completionist mindset of I have to do everything in the museum and fill it out, it gets frustrating because you'll have certain bugs or fish that are only available at like 2 hours a day for a period of 1 month, and some of them only come out when it's raining or when it's not raining and so on. So it's like you got to be careful and catch them like all these little symptoms of like everything's got to line up just right to get them and complete it. And so, their sights, as a missionary of the Seaslide Order, I will stop you. Fine. Wait, Haruhi. This fight is mine to have. Okay, fine. I'll just sit here and chill. Thank you. Come, Shrika. I will defeat you if it will save you. As they fight. So my question to you, Autumn, because you're the most frequent person who comes and watches the channel here. What game of the farming or crafting life sim hybrid kind of thing with RPG hybrid do you want to see me play next on this channel? We're late in chapter 8. Chapter 9 is nothing. It's literally just like chapter 5 where it's like you walk around and you talk and that's it. It's even shorter actually. And then chapter 10 is one dungeon and then a secondary boss fight, and the boss fight is really super easy. So we'll probably be done the main story next weekend or the weekend after at the latest, depending on how much I need to grind between now and then. Oh, nice. That would be cool if Arrowfell is getting a physical release, especially if it's on the Switch. There's a lot of games like I prefer the physical edition because once the eShop goes down, it's like, oh, I bought this digital, but now I can't download it anymore. Oops. Trico one. So it comes to this. I was the one who taught you how to fight. If I didn't have dogma, this would have ended differently. You're wrong. Excuse me? I didn't lose to your blade. I lost to everything you've learned. Consider me beat, Shrika. Sights. Hmm. Tell me one thing. How are you still so strong, despite knowing your belief system is fiction? Whether it's fiction or not doesn't really matter, does it? Faith isn't as irresponsible as trusting your values to somebody else. My faith is... It's something nurtured inside my heart. It belongs to me. Does that answer your question? I think it does. Huh. I guess I still haven't been able to crawl out of that rundown old hut. Kill me, Shrika. You can't forsake your role as mercenary and leave a sinner like me alive. I mean it. I think I can stomach it if I die by your hand. What are you talking about? I'm not going to kill you. Yeah, Calico? Well, yeah, I would. If it's busted, we wouldn't want to play it on the channel then. What? You have definitely sinned. But we humans have it in our hearts to repent for our sins and strive to be better. So be better, Thersites. Surely you have a heart too. Uh. Hmm. There's only one problem left. I think I know what I would like to do with Mother. Holy Mother, may I have a moment? What can I do for you? I would like to speak with you next time I visit. Would you wait for me? Understood, Missionary Viramant. Or Viramond. Also, keep in mind that I don't have to play just Switch games. I do have PC. You know, I could, for example, here, let me pause it. Like, you know, I can switch over to like here, like here's my one for, oh, I'm, put this up when I'm like starting soon or let me take a quick break. I can switch that. I've got this here. It's not showing anything right now because I don't have anything running on Steam, but this is for like if I'm recording something on Steam, like for, like when I was trying to do a bug report kind of thing to record a bug recording for my time at Sandrock. Because there's a bug that's kind of still going on where you see these chests that are floating around like hovered up by balloons, but they don't load in properly. So that when you try to shoot them down, it doesn't hit them or so on. And I was trying to do a recording of it to show like my bullets weren't even going like where my crosshairs were. But then when I tried to record it, it actually was the one time that it worked and finally shot the dang things down. So, I mean, my time at Sandrock is still early access. I've been playing it since the alpha stages. So, I can play on multiple things. I can hook this up to my PS4 or whatever. I have access to a lot of games that I can play. But, that's the thing for, what the channel is about is that blend of either the farming or crafting life sim with RPG kind of things. So I've talked about it several times on the channel is this game is way heavily on the RPG, less on the crafting farm sim thing. So maybe the next game will be a more even blend like Rune Factory or something more farming life sim side like my time at Sandrock, my time at Portia, or Stardew Valley. But yeah, if you have any games you want to see, let me know because I'm going to create a poll this week. You want me to play Sims 4? Sims 4 doesn't have the RPG stuff. It is just the sim. Literally, it's just the life one ever sim. Although I was considering it, I talked about this last time. Um, One of the things I had kind of planned it before I decided to really switch to just the farming life sim elements was oh dang it, I can't fit those there. Do this. And there. Okay. Let those there and there. And then that way they'll be grown by the time winter hits. Put those in there. Let's go talk to Dianthus because we want to get her up.
See you
I
later.
can emulate Rune Factory 4. I'm sure there's plenty of emulators for it. I don't need to, though. I have it on Switch. I have actually two versions of it because I accidentally bought a European version the first time, and when Rune Factory 5 came out, I got a US version of it, but they don't talk to each other for the the cross game characters. So I had to buy another or no, I think it's 4 that I got. Let me check. It's one of the two. It's either 4 or 5 that I got two copies of. Let me see. I think it was 4. Yeah, it was 4. I had a European copy of Rune Factory 4, but then I got a US copy of Rune Factory 5. You want me to play Rune Factory 4 next? That is certainly one of the leading ones is Rune Factory. We're going to get Rune Factory 3 special release later this year. Um, is she out here or is she on the bridge? I think she's on the bridge. Oh no, she's on Nord Step. That's where she's at. Rune Factory 3 special is coming out in, I think it's next month in Japan, and then we're supposed to get it later in this year in the West. So that one's going to be a fun one. You have to play a male character at first. You don't have the advantage of 4 or 5 where you can pick either or, but then you have a kid that you can then play as a girl later on in 3. And she's over on this side, so we'll stay on this side. Oh, wrong element for this map. But yeah, I can definitely play Rune Factory 4. I'll definitely put it in the poll. Next weekend, or like during the course of this week, I'm gonna put together a poll on Google. And I'll probably have like 3 questions saying, hey, what's your first pick, what's your second pick, what's your third pick, etc. And I'll rank them. If I get multiple voters. If you're the only voter, then it's like, okay. But yeah, I would love to. One of the things I was always wanting to do is do some like guides on Rune Factory 5, because there's not a lot of them out there on here's what this does, here's what that does. A lot of people kind of look down on like the short sword or class. They're like, oh yeah, it's the weakest weapon in the game, yada yada yada, but it's actually not that much weaker than everything else. And it's the only one that gives you full benefits of your shield, for example, so it's got its benefits as well. Makes you a really good tanky thing, so you can just like, oh yeah, I'm walking through the dungeon and nothing can actually hurt me. Alrighty, thank you for coming. I put further consideration into the concern we discussed before. But in order to answer it, I feel it will be necessary to observe a genuine couple in their natural habitat. So you came to a dungeon? Okay, it's not really a dungeon, but you know what I mean. This seems to be a popular location for trysts and romantic rendezvous. Will anyone come by, I wonder? If not, we'll just come again. For now, let's hide ourselves and wait for a couple to... Why are you telling me this now? Because Rune Factory 4 was on the 3DS initially. That's why it looks like it's a 3DS title. Rune Factory 4 Special is basically just an enhanced version moved to the Switch. The original Rune Factory 4 was the 3DS, and Rune Factories 1, 2, and 3 were on, I believe, the original DS. I have copies of all of them. But that's why it looks like it was a 3DS game, is because it was one. Sounds like someone's already coming. Let's hide. How could you leave it to today to tell me you're leaving on a business trip? Right after we couldn't go on that vacation the other day. I really am sorry, but this is important. I just wish you would make a little more time for us. Well, you see, I don't think I can do that. Is that how you really feel? You can't make time for me, but you can make time for a stranger? That's not how it is. It sounds like they're having a quarrel, not a romantic rendezvous. Although this does exceed my expectations. Perhaps there's something we can draw from this. Yeah, let's stand by for now. I agree. I've had enough. I'm going home. I came because you said you had something important to say to me, but I'm not staying here for this. But wait, please. Fine, I'll be honest. The reason I'm so busy is for your sake. We've been together for nearly 3 years now, right? I wanted to get you a gift. To celebrate. So what you said about it being important, I've been keeping quiet so I could surprise you. But I guess that just caused you to think I was up to no good. Not a moment has gone by where I don't care about you. Not one. You are everything to me. I want you to believe that. Then you should say that from the start. You're totally right. If only I had. Then you wouldn't have made me sad. Could you ever forgive me? Only if you promise me one thing. You don't hide anything from me anymore. I'm happy you wanted to surprise me, but I was worried. I agree. I want to spend as much time with you as possible. That is far more important to me than any present. That's what being in a relationship is about, right? You're right. I promise not to hide anything from you again, and I'll always be open with you. So, I'll tell you everything. Huh? Once this business trip was over, I was going to ask you to marry me. So, let's get married. Wait a minute. You don't want to? That's not it at all. So, you do? You're going about this all wrong. You've got to find the right mood before you can pop that question. But you said not to hide anything. That's not the same. After arguing for a while longer, the couple finally leaves. Thank goodness they didn't find us? You're right. But that was quite the scene. They continued to argue, however it looked like their relationship deepened. How do you feel about that? I saw you smiling. That's quite enough of that. The heart truly is abstruse. However, I feel I was able to draw something of use from their conversation. And what was that? Haruhi, remember the concern we were discussing? What if we told them to speak from the heart? I'm worried that doing that might ruin their relationship. Oh, you mean exactly what I told you to do? Well, we had that. Yes, yeah, we'll do that, yeah. But that couple just now needed that honesty in order to mend their disagreement. You can't proceed if your primary fear is ruining the relationship. That is the conclusion I reached. What do you think, Haruhi? Is it a suitable response? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's a good answer. That's why I told you to do it last time. I will draft a response to the center of that particular concern. I have diverged from the logical answer I had considered before. However, I feel like this will go well. I will contact you again if there are any developments. You can reach me by airship when the time comes. Goodbye, Haruhi. The key's whereabouts. Yay! We're getting her up. I don't even care about her Echo Stone, because the Lunomancer's an okay class. It's too slow for me, for what it does. But I love having her in my party because of her benefits. You know, she and Acel combined to give me a ton of tankiness, which is really, really necessary at times. Especially for when you're grinding levels. Speaking of Acel, let's go find him in Namiya and do his side quest for the day. But yeah, Rune Factory 4 was a 3DS game. Okay. Rune Factory as a series has got 7 active titles right now, in case you didn't know. You have Rune Factory 1, 2, and 3, which are all DS titles. Rune Factory 4 was a 3DS. There were Rune Factory Frontiers and Rune Factory Tides of Destiny. Both of them were on the PS3, and I forget which one it was. I think it was Tides of Destiny. We've also got a Wii port. And then Rune Factory 5 is, Switch for your consoles. And eventually a PC for Rune Factory 5 as well. Acel's in here somewhere. There he is. But yeah, I love the Rune Factory series. Hurry! Thank you for coming. I called you here because I wanted to update you on what's been going on. So, the dragon sightings around Nemea. After our encounter with Otella, there hasn't been a single one. Well, she did say she'd call him off. Or isn't that good? It is. It seems to me that Otella kept her promise. But for some reason, I can't shake the feeling that this isn't over. The dragons have disappeared. Everyone in town is pleased. But without knowing what Otella has planned, I can't convince myself that our meeting was the end of our worries. I have an awful feeling she's planning on using those dragons for something. Yeah, if she changes her mind. Exactly. The future as it stands is extremely uncertain. Regardless, we can't leave Attila to her own devices. I don't know what I can do about that yet, but still. Wow, you really can't get me out of your head, can you? Otella? What are you doing here? Wow, it's nice to see you too, Aesel. You can relax, nobody in town saw me. I made sure to stay well hidden. I'd hate for people to get the wrong idea about you and Tiela meeting in secret. You still haven't answered my question. Why are you here? Have you tried thinking about it just a little bit? No? Fine, I'll tell you. I came to apologize for lying to you earlier. What lie? You know, the one I told you at the Heaven's Egg about being a Tiela backup? It was a big fat lie. What do you mean? I'm the genuine article. The real Tiela. The same girl that would spend time with you and the orphan children. No, you're not. Let's see. Were you revived or but you died? True, as you like to point out, I very much died by then. But I've been born again. Born again? Right, because I want to be with you. I want to come back to you. I'm no longer tied to any dragon. We could really be together this time, Aesel. Yeah, but why lie? I was scared, worried that Aesel would reject me. I thought Aesel's feelings might have changed after all this time, so I was too frightened to tell the truth. Otella, you... No, Aesel, I already told you. I'm Tiela. I'm not going anywhere again. I want to protect this world with you. That was my purpose from the start, to have this power. Power? You saw that at the Heaven's Egg, remember? The dragons. I can control them as I see fit. I want to share that power with you. But... I can make the dragons fly wherever you need them to, Aesel. Just say the word and they're yours. Just think about it. No one in the entire world would be able to stand against you. Please, Aesel, let me share this power with you. Let me be your strength, Aesel, and we'll never need to be sad again. Tiela wouldn't say that. Tiela loved this world more than anyone. She asked that I make sure that she never hurts anyone or anything in it. Tiela would never ask me to use her power over the dragons if it might cause harm. Oh, so they were both for the Wii. I had it backwards. They were both for the... Frontier and Tides of Destiny were both for the Wii, and Tides of Destiny was also for the PS3. They weren't both PS3s. So, that's what it is. I have Tides of Destiny for the PS3, and I have Frontier for the Wii. For the Rune Factory series. Enough games, Attila. I know you're not her. I don't need that kind of strength. Really? Oh, Aesel, you bore me, you really do. You won't even play along for a moment? How very touching. Yeah, nobody likes being teased like that. Nor do they like being lectured. Otella. Ooh, someone's mad now. I really would have lived that lie, you know. Pretending to be Tiela and giving you all that power. Are you sure you don't want it? You just have to say the word and I'm all yours. I will give you the strength you need to protect the whole world. I may not be the real Tiela, but I can give you what she never could. You get that, right? Hmm. I'm sorry, Otella, but you've got it all wrong. Why are you so hell-bent on keeping your promise to her, hmm? You're being quiet over there, Autumn. You still there? That was the promise, right? Protect the world? Do you really think you're strong enough? Well, maybe not right now, but the dragons are too dangerous. Tiela understood that, which is why she gave her life. Using that power now would only serve to trample on her sacrifice. I can't do that to her memory. Hmm. What? You're a coward. There she goes. Otella. What should I do? Otella, what do you want from me? I'm sorry, Haruhi. I've gotten you wrapped up in all of this. I need some time alone to think. If something comes up, then I'll be sure to let you know. Right. Until then, thanks again for everything. Mockingbird! He's halfway there. Let's see. Do we have anyone we care to talk to for quest-wise today? Oh yeah, he's almost at 6, so we can get that. She's at 7. Finishing her will get her out of the way. She's Jade Forest. There's your Shatola. Lethe. Shatola. Yeah, we might as well get everyone except for Estina done, since we're gonna get Shatola as its thing. Go around behind here. Nope, I can't do that. I think I lost Autumn. That's a pity. I always like having someone in here to chat with. Oh, what is my favorite fast food? That's gonna depend on my mood. I don't eat a lot of fast food right now lately because I've been on a diet. I've actually lost about 30 pounds in 6 months. So everything I eat has been stuff that I make for the most part. If I do get fast food, again, it's gonna depend on my mood. I used to live off fast food as a truck driver, so it would be, sometimes if it's like I need something healthier, so like Subway and get a salad or something, or um, sometimes I just want something greasy, like some Popeyes or some KFC, or sometimes it's just like Taco Bell. That's my favorite fast food. So it's I don't really have a favorite. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta go get this all the time. It's what I want. I'm in the mood for. If I want a burger, In and Out is probably gonna be my number one. For like Mexican food, I mean Taco Bell is ubiquitous, but it's not my favorite. It's My go-to for that would be, it's not Taco John's. What is it? I'm drawing a blank on what it's called now. I mean, I used to, like, as a truck driver, I used to have to live on fast food all the time because that was be what was available at the truck stops. Some of them would have actual sit down diners, but most would be like, okay, yeah, you can get some Arby's or some Subway or whatever. Hardy, thank you for coming. As I wrote in my letter, I'd completely forgotten to keep up with our regular checkups. A doctor shouldn't forget. Wow, I didn't think I'd ever see the day where you spoke back to me. Look, it won't take a minute. Come over here, please. Now take your clothes off. This is our level 10 thing. Yeah, Crest gives you a medical exam. Okay, all done. As always, you're fit as a fiddle. I'll be starting my regular checkups again from today, so I expect you to take good care of yourself. I know you're always traveling a lot. Well, health comes first. Glad to see we're on the same page. Now, as for the medical fee, I guess you could pay with your body. Well, okay then. Get it on. This is our level 10. I guess this is our romance now. Well, I thought you'd say that. Oh my, you've come to know me quite well. There's a mountain of things I need your help with. And I still have a whole lot to learn about the quiet. Typical of you not to give up. We're gonna get rid of it by the end of this game, though, so, Are you surprised? There are still people affected by the disease. And I'm determined to save them this time. I don't just mean relief medicine either. I'm going to find that cure. I'm going to cure the root cause of it. And I'm going to need a great assistant like you to be able to do it. A doctor can't cure everything by themselves now, can they? Well, I look forward to working with you. Great. In return, every checkup from now on will be on the house. I'll keep giving you medical exams until the day you die. Guess I'm set for a long-lasting life. I did see the what is my favorite fast food. Sorry, it was a little slow. It's a little bit delayed. I don't know if you're aware of this, Autumn, but you're seeing things a few seconds after what I like when I'm playing and saying them. There's a delay in the stream, so then you respond to them and they come to me. So it's like a little bit later. It takes a bit of time. By the time you see this or hear this response, you'll see that. Oh yeah, did you see my text? Yes, I did see your text. I don't have a dedicated fast food. It depends on my mood. I mean, sometimes you just want like fast Chinese or fast taco, Mexican or whatever. Um, so that's my answer. I love In-N-Out Burger for burgers because I can get it like however I want. You got the custom menu and be like, okay, I want it this way, protein style to get rid of the buns and all that. Have it just wrapped in like lettuce wrap. You do it animal style with all the extra sauces and stuff. For Mexican, it's is it Taco John's? I'm drawing a blank on what it is. Let's take a look. I don't think it's Taco John's. Taco John's is the last three that I have seen or we'll say the last five I've seen from you. I've seen you asking, can I emulate Ring Factory 4? You said play it. You asked, why does it look like a 3DS? You asked what my favorite fast food is. Then you said, you see my text, and nope, my second one just sent you. Those are all I've seen you. So if you have something that went through other than those, I haven't seen it. Yeah, I think it is Taco John's for my Mexican. Yeah. So yeah, Mexican would be Taco John's. Exactly, you can be sure of that. Anyway, Hardy, there's no time to sit around. I've got materials I need you to find. None of which I'm going to request for the rest of this game. Putting me to work already? Don't be so surprised. I said I'd treat you until death, remember? My fees aren't cheap. So you can expect to hear from me a lot, Haruhi. Now the question is, once we do get to the post game, which character should I romance? Because there's 11 characters you can pick. There's any of the 10 that you have your character side quests with, as well as, ironically, the mayor of Lethe Village. We'll have more on that in the video that I recorded this last week, I think it was, earlier this week, about the post-game stuff. But yeah, there's you can romance any of your party members, plus the unicorn, Cress, or this guy.
Farm life treating you?
Ari, you keeping well? I hear you've been traveling all over the place, but remember to rest so you don't tucker yourself out. He's kind of a joke one, but he's not like a joke, like you show up and then he says no, or, misunderstanding and all that. He'll actually move in with you. But yeah, the romance in this is not as in-depth as it is in other games in this genre. This one leans way heavily to the JRPG, but it doesn't build out the world characters as well as in some of the other JRPGs. Like the Tales series absolutely builds out the NPCs in its world. Not everyone has a name or anything like that, and they don't have to, but the ones who do have like pictures and all that, they get detailed, stuff to them. All right, let's start out here with the beach, which I think is it. Yep, there's a unicorn out there. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna marry the old man, but we'll figure out who we can marry. Ari is the one that the game kind of leads us to. She's effectively the game's deuteragonist, the secondary protagonist. This is very much her story, as much as it is Haruhi's. Very much kind of like Bioshock Infinite is as much Elizabeth's story, as much as, if not more, than it is for Booker. And it's kind of the same way with Arya here, and so she gets a little bit extra of a scene, I guess, with the romance. But it's not a huge thing. The romance in this is kind of not that. The seaside town of Shatola. The ocean breeze feels magnificent blowing through my mane. I am glad this sensation is real, unlike the rest of my memories of this place. Yes, actually, everything was once underwater. You missed it with yesterday's episode. We got to talk about the seas lighter created by the omens. They're artificial, and the first one created was the one that was put into the waters and it creates the oceans, and then the second one was the earth one to create the land. So until the earth one was put down, everything was underwater. And so it goes through that kind of thing. So yes, Shatola was once underwater, but not the village that sprang up there, just the landmass was. I am glad this sensation is real, unlike the rest of my memories of this place. I remember the look of complete joy as she first witnessed the sea spread endlessly before her. Yeah, the sea has that effect on people. It is hard to fathom how the sea covers more of the world than we can see. The princess and I walked alongside the waves as they lapped the shore. Then I panicked when she requested that we build a sand replica of Castle Lewis. I was so nervous. The castle had such a painfully intricate design, wouldn't you agree? But it was the princess's wish, and somehow we were able to build it. No, I didn't cry at any of the quests. I'm not a terribly emotional person. I have PTSD, so like my emotions are very, very muted. It takes a lot for something to make me cry, or laugh or smile or anything like that. I don't have the extremes of emotions of some people. Oh yeah, you cried. Yeah, you mentioned that you cried at the bartender Leon's quest. Yeah, which is probably why it is best that the memory was never real. If I had told you we had managed it in reality, you would label me a liar. I kind of want to see you build one now. Out of the question. It was difficult enough making an imaginary one. Anyway, once we had finished with the castle, we returned to the water's edge in search of seashells. The princess requested matching shells to serve as a reminder of our visit. but finding two shells that looked anything like one another was quite the feat. We scoured these sands right up until the eventide sun dipped below the horizon. Well, that sounds like hard work. No, none of these quests scared me. I find the scary stuff kind of fascinating, like the whole thing with the Canelus, and then like we're gonna spy and we're gonna take over the industries and all of this kind of thing. It's like that's fascinating. I wish they did more with it. That's my feelings on it. It's not like, oh, that's scary to me. I am Unicorn of the Cryptids. If I set my mind to a task, then I will see that it gets finished. With one shell in my possession, I was able to find one that was spot on in likeness. The princess said she would treasure it always. Hmm. Or rather, she would, were any of it real, of course. Truth of the matter is, there were no matching seashells to begin with. Oh, such cruelty. I remember it all too well, down to the shell's size and feel. Wait, what is that? It's a sparkle in the sand. Uh, I don't know which Star Wars character you're referring to, so no, they don't remind me of the Star Wars character who was a shadow figure. I haven't seen much of the new ones, so maybe you're referring to one of the episodes 7 through 9 or anything like that. So, hurry, look here. A pretty shell lies buried at Unicorn's hoof. This shell, why, it's the spitting image of the pair from my tail. It has some minor differences, but it is almost exactly the same. Do you want to take it with you? Hmm. No, this shell is not the same. It is real, unlike those from my memory. Why only this shell? Why must it be this shell that exists in the real world? Why must my princess be the one who remains imaginary? You don't want to lose these memories. Hurry! Do not make me repeat myself. There is such a thing as karmic suffering for a heart seized by false memories. It cannot remain in that state of capture forever. We are done with this stop on our tour. I appreciate you accompanying me again, Haruhi. I will send another letter once I have settled on where to visit next. That should give you something to look forward to, I'm sure. Until then, within false memories. Yay, done. Lorelei's tears and premium meat. Good stuff to have, but nothing that we need right now. What I really want to get is some large water cores, so I can make my level 2 sprinklers. Because we only have level 1 sprinklers. We have not gotten any of the larger water cores. That supposedly drop in the frickin' Coral Shrine, but I spent like 4 days in game hitting everything in there and nothing came up of it. Oh, oh, so you're talking the original trilogy with Darth Vader. You think who reminds you of Darth Vader? The Omens? I've loaded enough fuel. That should be everything. Yes, all good to go. Now I'm ready to depart. Hey, Hardy, good to see you. Going somewhere? Hmm? Ah, yes, I was preparing to depart. Now that we've finished improvements to the Fiasola, there's only one thing left to do. Yep, you've got to find Fiasola. Right, I've made it this far. Haruhi, thanks for coming today, but I can't take you with me this time. I'm sorry. You can go home if you, No, we're going. I'm coming with you. We helped rebuild this dang thing. You! Of course, I thought you might say something like that. But I want you to stay here. Where I'm going is a place even Fiasola herself never came back from. This voyage is do or die. I'm ready to risk my life for it, but I can't put you at risk too. Dude, I risk your life all the time. And mine. Yeah, exactly. I'm always out there risking my life. Haruhi, are you sure? Yeah, the coca. You're talking the Canelos remind you of the Jawas. Let's go and bring back Fiasola. If they do make a sequel to this game, and it's actually a sequel to this game, it's not just a like a Final Fantasy where it's the same kind of stuff. I hope in that one we do find Fiasola because she's never confirmed dead. We just assume she is. Hmm. You're right. We can't assume she's already gone. So you want me to romance Hein at the end? I said it myself. I'm gonna get that silly inventor and bring her back to Shatola. Yeah, let's go. Full steam ahead. The fandom isn't necessarily confirmed. We suspect she's dead. What happens in in this quest chain is we find the remains of her submarine, but that's it. And it's like, okay, we're done. That's it. She's most likely dead, but she's also a siren, so she can probably breathe underwater. So it's possible that she'll show up in a future game if they do the same thing. But yeah, she's most likely dead. That said, the fandom, like the wiki and all that, is not always accurate. A good example is the Aristotle. You're looking at the stats on it, and it's like it doesn't have the full stats on what the abilities do. It's like, for fire and wind, it says it boosts your physical and magical attack respectively by 20% or 10%, I think. I think it says it's 10%, but I think it's actually 20% in the game. But then they don't have statistics for what the water or earth fairies do, as just an example. This game is new enough that we're still working out the details of what it is. And there's she's assumed dead, but she could show up in the next game. There's that whole trope: if there's no body, then you don't you assume that they're still alive. Full steam ahead. It's a submarine. Anyway, I'm sorry, Haruhi. I underestimated you. Can they update the main game with more monsters and everything? Yes. They are perfectly capable of doing that with patches and DLC. Will they? I don't think they will. Um, Square Enix, if they do updates and stuff like that, they do it for their AAA titles like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. This is not a AAA. This is not one of their AAAs. This is a AA. They didn't put the effort into it. And they haven't even patched anything in here to like fix the dialogue fixes, or there's a visual bug. Like if you watch the clock in the top right of the screen, when it changes over the hour at certain times, it'll flash. Like when it goes from 6:50 to 7, it'll flash a beam of light up there. And when that sometimes happens, it'll create like a green filter that covers up everything on the screen on the right half of the screen for a little like 10 seconds or something like that. They still haven't fixed that, and we're 3 months in. They could have done some minor patches to fix these minor. These are not huge bugs, but they are there. I don't think they're going to do much with it. So that's just that. I won't do that again. Come on, Haruhi, let's start our journey to the seafloor. The Fiasola is ready to go. Get on board, Haruhi. Ah. Oh, sorry, cat. I was moving something that was at my feet, and he was laying on the blanket, and he just kind of got rolled. The current here seems quite gentle around here. I have not played Shadowverse. I've heard of it. I've looked at it a little. Actually, I haven't looked at it that much. Um, while we're talking about it, let me take a look at it. See if it's something I would want to play. Because I'm familiar with the name, but I've not like played it or anything, or even looked in depth to it. So let's take a look here. Shadowverse. Oh, it's a collectible card game. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the CCG ones. Um, like sure they can be fun and interesting. The closest to a CCG that I have that I would play a bit. Let me take a look at it. Yeah, no, I accidentally he got woke up. I forgot he was down there. I have a footstool here in front of me with like a blanket laying over it, and it's just draped over the side, and he was laying on the blanket on the far side of it. So I shifted the whole thing, and it kind of rolled him off the blanket. He's fine. He's a happy boy. He just wants attention. But yeah, for the CCGs, let me see what's it called here that I'm thinking of. No, it's like Hand of Fate or something similar to that. Let's just do this search hand. Yeah, Hand of Fate is the closest to a CCG that I enjoy because it's got that RPG and you get to play the combat thing. But if it's just like the card games, it's like I would rather play an actual card game, like rather than playing Magic the Gathering in a video game version, give me the actual cards. And, 'cause the actual social interaction with people, it makes it more fun for those. So yeah, no, Shadowverse isn't one I would be interested in. And it's got very mixed reviews recently. Overall, it's mostly positive, but the most recent ones are very mixed on Steam. Ah, let's take a break here, Hardy. You anchor the Fiosola in place. It's a submarine. Also, Shadowverse is free to play on Steam, unless there's a different version of it. Let's see. Nope, it's just Shadowverse CCG. Wow, it's pitch black out here. Well, yeah, it's really dark. Will I play a horse game? Also, you wish Star Stable was on mobile only. Canada got a mobile release. What do you mean like horse game? Are you talking like the? It's not called the Ranchers. What is that one? The one where you moving with your aunt on her like uh what was it? It's not a ranch. I guess it's kind of a horse ranch, and you can like get the horses and you can train them and all that. Is that what you're talking about? Like that kind of horse game? No, I have no interest in playing that. I actually used to have actual horses on an actual ranch when I was about 19 years old. Yeah, about 19. I think it was 19, not quite 20. I moved in with my aunt. Like I was having issues with, uh, oh, Star Stable. Let me take a look at that. Let me see. Let's Google that. Star Stable. If it's what I'm thinking of, According to Google, it's an MMO sim. But no, that doesn't look like the kind of game I would play. Yeah, it's very similar to what I'm thinking of. Like you have the horse and you run around. No, that's not really a game I would play. Um, I've had real horses. Like I was saying, my aunt had a ranch when I moved in when I was 19, and keep in mind I'm in my late 30s now, so this is a long time ago. But let's see, it would be. We've come down even deeper than the Coral Shrine, and we've still got more to go. Do you have a destination in mind, or do you know where we're going? No, to be honest, I have no idea. All I have is the plan that Fiasola left behind just before she set off. All I can do is follow the route and hope she's at the end of it. But the seas have their own currents. I don't know how much I can trust this route to take me to her. But it's all we've got, so we'll follow diligently in her tracks. We should stay vigilant. Right. Good thing you're here to help me look out. All right, break's over. Let's dive even deeper. What's that? Do you see something? Hurry, look. That rocky stretch over there. Doesn't it look unnatural to you? The shape. It looks like it's been shaved off. Fiasola's submarine must have come in through here. Her ship probably scraped past it and broke off some of the rock. No, I didn't get really bullied. Like, when I was really young, yes, I got bullied a bit, but, I grew up in a martial arts household, so, they tried to start stuff with me and I'd kick their butts. And so as I got older and older, it's like the worst anyone would do to me would just be like taunting and teasing, which I would, like, whatever, guys. So she probably went that way. I mean, there's bullying in every school, but like nothing. I never got like the physical kind of bullying. I just got like I had really bad acne, and I still kind of do, like the cystic acne, the stuff that you really need to take meds for. And so I'd get made fun of that, but it's like whatever, I don't care. We might find her submarine. I also got made fun of because I was I was goth. It's like, hey, I'm the one who's all in black and all that, and I'm the quiet, creepy one. Whatever. Hmm. Let's leave it for today. Time to go back to the atelier. But we finally got closer to her. Before we continue, I want to research the tide in this part of the sea, and where all the rocks and crags are first. Although, I'm not sure such material exists on these depths of the sea. In such uncharted waters, it's better to be safe than sorry. We don't want to rush in unprepared. Sorry, but let's head back to Shatola. Oh, yep, he's going back to curling up on the blanket. And sleeves do not work that way. Ah, I'm free. It feels good to finally be out of that submarine. I'm going to head back to the atelier and rummage around for any reference materials I can find. When I find something, I'll write to you again. Until then, that's all. See you next time, Hari. Hooray! We can unlock the mechanic top tier, which is whatever. It's not a great class. It's an okay class, but it's certainly not one that I want to like dedicate my time to. Yeah, and I'm sorry to hear that about that bullying. That's a common thing for some people. Again, I was the one who beat up bullies, so it didn't. The worst I got was like teasing, verbal kind of bullying, not the physical, like shoving you around or anything like that. Can they do what? Hurry, I've been waiting. I hate her voice. I hate trying to get that higher. She's got such a high pitched voice, and I'm terrible at it. I wanted to repay you for before. Yeah, she's high pitched and quiet. You don't need to repay me. All I did was stand there and talk to you. Well, I wanted to anyway. I'll be taking a break soon. Let's eat something together then. You take a seat and listen to Emo sing. Her voice really is something. Everyone seemed so happy today. Your voice was on point as always. That's really nice of you to say, Haruhi. You two having fun? Yes, thank you. Happy to hear it. Feel free to order whatever you like. We will. Then I'll leave you to it. I don't want to get in the way. So I'll just be over here. Over there. Excuse me, bartender, Emo, can I trouble you for a moment of your time? Didn't expect to see you here. Who are you? I don't know them either. Emo, Haruhi. This is the lead representative of the Shatola Fishing Organization. Fishing organization? You can think of them as the most important of the fishermen in town. Oh, wow. There's no need to be so formal. In fact, I'm sorry for interrupting you during your time off. Oh, it's okay. Everything okay, Rep? You seem stiff. And it doesn't look like you're here for the usual drink and chat. He's right. Truth is, there's something I'd like to ask you, Emo. I don't know why I'm in a southern accent, but we'll go with it. Of me? We are organizing a vigil for those who passed on, and I was wondering if you might sing for us. And what does one of those entail? It's an event to mourn the damage and loss of life that was brought about by Lorelei. Really? As opposed to the usual uplifting and high-spirited festivals we usually hold, this will be a somber affair to remember those no longer with us, not unlike a funeral. So that's what you're planning. Emo would be a good fit. After hearing her sing, I couldn't agree more. I would like Emo to be an emo, or rather, the diva of Shatola, to grace us with her voice at the vigil. Does this request seem reasonable? What will you do, Emo? I will sing. You will? Great! For everyone who has suffered, yes, I'll do it. You will be doing the bereaved a great service, man. I will be in touch again tomorrow with details on the event, as well as a date. We will talk more then. Okay. Anyway, I have intruded enough. Thank you for your eager response, Emo. I'm gonna get the heck out of here now. Watch me walk away with my southern self. A vigil, huh? A festival to mourn those we lost in Lorelei. With all of that mess done and dusted, now's probably the best time for it. You sure you're up to it, Emo? Thank you, I'll be okay. I want to sing for the people of Shatola. Then I'll help you in any way I can. I'm here for more support, too. Don't ask me to sing, though. Thank you, Hari. You're gonna get a lot busier from here. Oh, you're right. Still. That'll start tomorrow. Tonight, I'm here to enjoy a meal with Harmony. Good point. In that case, I'll get to work on your orders. I'll be right back. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that you've been bullied by teachers. I mean, it happens. Um, when I was in the Air Force, I had a superior who was trying to kick me out over a uniform infraction. So, I mean, it happens. There's, just gotta do what you can to rise above it and not let it bring you down because that's what they want. They want you to bring you down. And do you have anything? Oh, yeah, the only one we have left is Estina. Let's just do her for the day. And then tomorrow, if we don't have any more character quests that we care about, we'll do some grinding. Because we need to get some levels, we need to get some materials. Like, we don't have hardly any of the sturdy screws or the uh, repair kits, the level 2 repair kits. And we'll want some of those. Get some goblins. And here we go, Istina's. And Rosny. Well, if you need to go on ahead. It's up to you. But thanks for coming and joining. I hope to see you next time. We're all here then. We're all here then. So you said you managed to chase down the shadow. How did you do it? Well, I'm not sure why, but she suddenly calmed down. It might have something to do with the change in your mental state. Justina. Do I like it when it's cloudy in real life or in the game? In real life, absolutely. In game, it doesn't matter much. But yeah, go grind monsters. That's what I'm going to be doing on the next day in game here is grinding some monsters for levels and drops. Because, we got our butt kicked a lot yesterday in real life on yesterday's stream. I'm guessing you're here because you've already made up your mind. Yes, don't worry. I'm ready to meet the shadow. Please take me to her. All right, come with me. She really has calmed down. Yeah, if only she were like this from the beginning, it would have been a lot easier. She sure gave me the runaround. Hmm. This quest chain just reminds me of especially Persona 4 where you confront your own shadows. Hey, if you need to sleep, you need to sleep. Sleep's important. Heck, my screen name involves having sleep. Up close, you really do look like me. Except you're, all black and translucent. You're literally just my shadow. So this is what I created. You were born out of my self-doubt and guilt that got out of control. Yes, I am your shadow. I am the past you can't erase, and all of your crimes. It's true. I've always wished I could erase my past. I wish I could take back everything I did as the Shadow Assassin. I wish that day never happened. I have two cats. One of them is let's see, he's turning 11 this year, and the other one is turning 10, I believe. I got them in 2013. And yeah, I think it was, yeah, I got them in 2013, I want to say. And one was 5 weeks old when I first got him, and the other one was a year old when I got him. And I got them about 2 weeks apart. Kingdom Hearts, I enjoy Kingdom Hearts, kind of. I have the series, but I haven't like massively played it because it's so convoluted and whatnot. And again, it had a freaking card game in it, and that was kind of like when it was like, okay, I need to play the card game to get before I get into Kingdom Hearts 2. But it's a card game, you know. So yeah, they're up there. They're good old boys. They don't act like they're old. They like to think they're kittens. They run and romp, play, and everything. But as you said, I can't change the past. And deep down, I've always known that. That's why I can't shake this guilt. And now this is what it's come to. I won't go away until you overcome your guilt and indecision. I can't let you continue and expose more people to danger. So will you kill me? Oh no, these aren't like the Kingdom Hearts shadows. This is like if you've never played Persona 4, the shadows that you confront in Persona 4 are literally like the embodiment of whatever that character is like hiding from themselves, like their denial about. So like for example, you have the character of Yukiko, who is the first one that gets really thrown in there, and she's you know the Japanese ideal of what the proper woman should be like, quiet and demure and all of this stuff. And she won't admit to herself that she doesn't like the whole. Um, no, it is not a rhythm game. It's a JRPG. But yeah, like Yukiko is like she's the heiress to like the local inn. She's their only child of like a family run inn in the town, and she's like overwhelmed with the pressure of it, and she won't admit that she doesn't like the pressure of it and all that. So when she gets thrown in the TV world, her shadow manifests as like, oh, I'm this princess in need of my prince to come and save me from all this blah blah blah. And it's like the over the top thing. Or more iconically is Kanji, who is terrified of closeness with people and all that because he's been struggling with his own identity because he likes things that are stereotypically girly and cute, like knitting and all that. But he's trying to be he's going to be a strong, manly man and all that kind of stuff. And so his shadow manifests as this flamboyantly gay guy, as, oh, won't someone please give me attention? Won't someone love me for me? And, that kind of stuff. It's you're confronted with the aspects of yourself that you refuse to accept, is what the shadows are. It's very much if you're familiar with Carl Jung, Jungian psychology, his idea of the shadow is what Persona is very heavily based on. And that's what Istina's shadow is. It's very much the Jungian shadow. Whereas like the shadows in Kingdom Hearts are just, yep, they're these enemies. Just like you did to all those other people. Uh Whether or not Kanji is actually gay or not is up for debate. His in the English dub, his voice actor, that the direction he was given was he is gay. But he has like there's one of the girls in the party he is attracted to, but she's also, very tomboyish to the point that, a lot of people mistook her for an actual boy, and there's debates of whether or not she is actually a trans man or whatever. And so Persona 4 is really in depth with its characters kind of thing. Officially in canon, he's not queer, and Naoto, the girl in question, is not transgender, and is just like, in a uh, very much male dominated career and blah blah blah. So wanting to be like, well, nobody respects me because I'm a child and a girl, so let's make me grow up to be a man and yada yada yada. But it is what it is. It's one of those things that fans rage and debate over, but officially, canonically, he's not gay and she's not transgender. Although it can definitely be interpreted that he's gay and Naoto is a trans man. No, that won't change anything. That would be the same as running away from my past. What will you do then? I'm going to stop running away from you. Instead, I'm going to accept you and my past. Accept me. I finally understand now. I am both the Shadow Assassin and Estina, the orphanage teacher. They both make me who I am. I really love those kids. They're like my little rays of sunshine. They've shared so much warmth with me, so I want to give them back some of the happiness they've given me. Because somewhere along the way, those warm feelings have started to grow with me too. You cried when your mom said what? Some may think it's just a careless attempt to make up for my sins. They might even call me a hypocrite. But I know that this warmth I feel is real, and that I wouldn't be able to feel it if not for my past. Even though my past is tainted with blood, that's where this feeling was born. So, you are an important part of me. I acknowledge my crimes, and I won't try and detach myself from them anymore. I'm going to live with them. That's what I've decided to do. Even if it means you can't live out in the open anymore. Yes. Oh, yeah, that does suck, and it does happen, unfortunately. Um, Around the same time that I got my kitties, I was also volunteering at a LGBT youth center, and yeah, a lot of the youth were in that kind of situation where they'd been kicked out of their homes or whatever because they had families that wouldn't accept them. So yeah, it does happen, unfortunately. I'll have to tell the people at the orphanage at some point. It isn't going to be easy. I'll need time. But one day, I'll finally be able to walk with pride. So walk with me, my shadow. Um, all right, give it a try. Yeah, this is very much the Persona 4. Like, hey, I've accepted my shadow, and I've grown, and blah blah blah. Well done, that must have been tough. Thanks. I'm a bit I'm a bit disappointed to be honest. That was kind of an anticlimactic ending. Thank you for everything, Rosny. No need to thank me. I was just concerned about stopping that shadow. Hmm. About that, Rosny. I've been wondering why you wanted to find the shadow so much. Hmm. What do you gain from resolving this? Well, I may as well tell you now that it's all over. Would you mind spending a bit more time with me? I'll tell you what my real reasons were. Your real reasons? Yeah, but actually, I think we're all tired after today. Let's talk another time. I'll get in touch with you soon, okay? All right. Thanks. Well, I'll see you soon. It was nice fighting alongside you again, Stina. Even though we didn't do any actual fighting at all in this question. Yeah, you too, Rosny. The path she walks. I love Estina as a character, but she's not worth having in your party, usually.
Piece of cake. I'm highly capable, you know.
Yeah, I think Estina's got my favorite of the character quests. Um, Unicorn's definitely got one of the weaker ones, but Unicorn's kind of a weak character in general. Oh, Rosny, yeah, Rosny's hiding the true identity. Sort of? Not really. Uh, Rosny's just walking around in close. There's a lot of characters like that. Like, I can't remember his name. We'll see him in Brockus. It was like Magnus or something like that. The guy who killed Amadeus has the same character model, just a guy, someone in a cloak hiding their whole figure. It allows them to use the same character model multiple times. It's a cheap method of just getting around some stuff. Did we pet these guys today? I don't remember. Yes, okay. It's been a long day. No, Unicorn cannot. Rosny won't. The only people that can fight with you are the actual characters in your party. And even some of them won't always. Like, we can't put our, like right now with the stories going on, we can't put Harding in our party. So, there's that. Let's see. Let's make one of these. And Rosny is actually female. Um, Cook those, turn those in tomorrow. And go to bed and get some sleep. You use Hein and Dianthus. Dianthus is a great one to have in your party. Aesol's good to have in your party. I a lot of times like to use Braca and um, Arya in the party because most of the time I don't need party members for like the stuff that I'm fighting along the way, and so their boosts to break damage makes boss fights much easier if I can figure out what elements the boss is weak to. But yeah, if you're still growing, like you're leveling and grinding, I use like Acel and Dianthus a lot of times. Well, what did we get up here? Uh, One of these went silver, apparently. I don't know which one of those two. Is that one still bronze? Speaking of, let's check here. Did we accomplish anything yesterday? Whoop, we build rapport 60 times. Um, her power isn't necessarily to heal. I mean, yes, she has the healing power at your level 4. Let's look at that. Let me see if I've got ranks in that class. Oh, hey, let's do this. Um, she does a lot of buffing. So she has this one raises her magic defense only. This one will lower the target's physical attack, and that one just reduces school cooldown. So the only one that you're gonna notice is the healing one. Um, so it's useful to have healing at times. There's also times where it's absolutely pointless. The actual final boss has 3 stages. It has 2 stages where it goes by a certain name, and it has a third stage where it's a completely different name that itself is a 4-stage fight. And that 4-stage fight, that final fight, you're getting a permanent effect of heal plus 999, and I think it's like plus 20% to all of your stats as well. Like, you can't lose the final boss fight once you get past the first 2 stages. So, it's kind of, spoiler, it's not hard. Yours truly, so we got a unicorn here. Both Nemi and Shatola are wonderful places to visit, are they not? You would expect that our next capital would thus be the holy capital of Argen, but sadly, you would be incorrect. That is not to say that I do not have splendid memories there, but there is someone I would rather go, and that is back to my forest. I trust you will join me there, Haruhi. I will await your arrival. I'll be waiting in Argen, Braca. I mean, most of the bosses aren't actually hard. I honestly find most of the fear enemies, especially in the last few dungeons, are harder than any of the bosses that you're going to fight in the game. Um, Once you hit about the chapter 6 dungeons, the fear enemies from those chapters on, as well as the ones that are behind the level 2 bomb doors, are the toughest enemies in the game, as well as your last several floors of Caranoid. Because that's when you're going to start like level 41, or it's either, I think, let's see, 56 is 80, 75. Yeah, like 41 to, it's like 41 to 45 is level 60, 46 to 50 is 65, or no, sorry, 41 to 45 is 65, and so on. So you get 5 levels like that. Arya's not that hard of a fight. I didn't find her hard. But then again, at that point, I had been grinding a lot of levels. Like, on this character, we are, what, 62 now? I think I was 67, 68 when I got there. Maybe even in my early 70s. Like, when I beat the final boss, I was in my 80s. Because, but for the channel, I was doing a lot of, like, job point grinding for stuff, and earlier in my playthrough, I was also doing grinding for, um, the stuff. But then again, it's going to depend on how fast you're going. On my plane playthrough, I had no problems in the dungeon that we're in right now in this one, which is the orbital cradle. Yesterday on channel, because of how fast I've rushed through here, and I haven't been doing grinding. Yeah, I got my butt kicked and had to like get knocked out and get sent home 3 times in one stream. So it's really going to depend on how well you're geared and how well you've grinded and whatnot. So, see, oh wow, we got a bunch of these. I'll be waiting in Argen, Braca. I'm all done. Sorry to keep you waiting. It goes without saying, but the Howlet isn't an enemy you can go in fighting half-heartedly. And unlike with Kierkegaard, we're the only ones with a fighting chance at beating this thing. So keep your guard up. I'm by the gate to the Divine Seaslight Cave. Come see me when you're ready to go. Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of things. It's what level you are, what level your weapons are, who you have in your party with you at the time, um, what level their weapons are, what accessories you have on. So, like, for most of my playthrough, I had one that raised my physical defense by plus 21, which is a huge boost. I mean, you see, like, most of your level ups, you get 1 or 2 points. So 21 points is something like 15 to 18 level ups, or like 3 or 4 level, like, weapon equipment level ups. A plus 21 defense is huge. So I was very, very tanky. On this one, I don't have that. Let me see what we do have, because I think I'm still using the plus 3 to everything. So I can do, magic attack plus 7, hit points up would bring me, an extra almost over 500, actually, just over 500. Or, I don't have any good defense ones. So it's really dependent on what you have gear-wise. And I could also take the dexterity ring off and replace that with something. The promise ring is, you have to beat the main story, and then about a week, I think it's like 6 days specifically, after you've beat the main story, you'll wake up one morning and the mayor will come in and give you the recipe, and then you have to craft it. So that's what that is. Shrika, one final task. Thank you again for your assistance with sites. I know I would not have been able to provide an answer for him if I went to face him alone. I am thankful to have had you there as my friend. The matter has not been brought to a close yet, however, as there is still Mother, who we need to face. I will wait for you at the temple. Yours sincerely, Shrika. Rosny's true intentions? From Istina? Yeah, look, this game does not. This is the thing, is like, on the one hand, you kind of have to compare this to Rune Factory, especially, as it's the closest comparison that you can make, or Stardew Valley, as the most well-known games that are that blend of RPG elements or full-on RPG with the farming and crafting sim. But at the same time, it's bad to try and compare it to those because this is so heavily on just the JRPG side without the emphasis that those games have on the life sim aspects. So like those games put so much emphasis on every single character in your town. Now, Rune Factory, yes, you have unnamed characters in your town that are going to be like in Rune Factory 5, you have the characters that'll be like the Rangers for Seed, or Rune Factory 4, or both of them. You'll have like random people you'll find, and you can talk to them, and they'll have a created name for that character, and they'll have generic dialogue. It's usually like a tip for you kind of thing, but they're not really characters that the game focuses on as important to the world building. Um, this one doesn't even bother with that. Characters are named by their title: mayor, bartender, so on, even if they get names. And so, because of that lack of emphasis on the other characters in the game that aren't in your party, they don't focus on as much on the romance of it and all that. They're focusing on, we have to save the world, the world saving adventure. And yes, other like Rune Factory 5, you can't marry a character until you have every single member of the village in the village. And that's basically in the end game kind of area, I believe. Um, I have to double check. There's a character, Radia, that may or may not qualify for that. She's kind of a weird one. But once you've got her in your village, you're basically in the end game stretch. Um, you don't have to finish the game, but her presence in the village effectively changes things to like doing the various festivals. It's like, what do you have to accomplish? If it's your first year or your second year, if you've beaten the game yet or not. And once she comes into your village, she's very much, as if you'd beat the game already. So, but you can do those kinds of things. Portia romance is easy or difficult depending on who you're romancing. Ginger, for example, who is the sister of Gust, the guy that you married, you have to jump through a lot of hoops to marry her. Um, you bring her the wedding ring, and she's like, "I want to, but I can't say yes." You have to get permission from every single member of my family. So you have to go first to her father and get his permission, and he requires you to be the top workshop for an entire season. It's not like, hey, you go to him on the 25th of the month and you're already the top workshop and you have to do that. Um, and then so on. It's like, okay, no, you're in the 25th of summer. No, you got to wait until the end of fall and the start of winter when you get the rewards for being top workshop all that month. And then you have Gust's thing from her where uh, you have to like have a level 3 house and then the last one is their butler, and you got to solve a quiz like what are her favorite things, what does she not like, etc. She can die. She doesn't. There is a side quest that got put in where you can keep getting medicine for her that'll keeping her alive longer. But yeah, she can die, but it takes a long time. It takes a few years. Um, that's actually one of the things I did with my playthrough where I did marry her. It was like, okay, I'll marry you, but then I'm going to let you die, and then I'll marry your brother just for the achievements. Just like, yeah, I'll get all the achievements out. Because even romancing her, if you don't have her brother at like 6 hearts of affection or something like that as friends, he's gonna still like follow you and escort you and chaperone you on her dates. So like she's kind of a complicated one to romance. So there's that. Let's see. Rosny's been in contact again. She says she'll tell us the truth behind what she's been doing. I guess it looks like the organization is still going. I will continue down the road I've chosen. Rosny, the organization. I'll deal with all of it. I'm going to meet Rosny at New York Step. Please meet me there. And Cress. I wish I could say this in person. I don't know if she dies if you marry her brother. I don't. I have not played enough of the game, like for years and years and years, to see if she dies. Like I've never seen her die. I know she can die, but I've never actually seen it happen in my games. You gotta play for a really really long time if for her to die. And it's possible that that side quest might come up for the medicine. If not, I don't know the full details on that. I've never seen the side quest. I've heard about it, but I've never seen it. I wish I could say this in person. Impress. Well, I had to say thank you for speaking with me about the quiet disease. Once I thought about it, I realized you've been with me from the start. I want to tell you this in person, but I know I'll just trip over my words if I tried. So I'm sending you this letter instead. Thank you. Once things have calmed down, would you mind coming with me to pay respects to my parents? From Cress. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've never played long enough to see if she dies or not. Like I said, I've got her on my current playthrough, which I haven't touched in months. But yeah, I married her, and I still talk to her every day and got myself up to like the 14 hearts or whatever it is, 12 hearts. Because she can like you can get her like your marriage partners up, but I don't really like focus on her that much, and I haven't seen any side quests to keep her alive longer or had her come up and die. Hey, everyone there, some people love Gus. I really love Sam as a character. I wish that they did more with her, but I know a lot of people like Phyllis, the nurse, as well. And yeah, I could totally do my time at Portia, my time at Sandrock as the next game on here if you want those instead of Rune Factory. Those are both the two of the big 3 or 4 that I've been looking at as what to play next. And those need to still grow, whatever. There it is. And the dogs are going off. It's one of the chihuahuas is. Yeah, I live with family. We have a whole bunch of people on the property here. It's like I moved in to help take care of uh, family members who are getting old and infirm and whatnot. And one of the roommates has chihuahuas that are annoying. I can do Portia, I can do Sandrock, I can do. There's a lot of things I can play next. So I'm going to put together this week a survey and I'm going to link it. And so it'll be in the description of all the videos for the next couple weeks. And we'll see what people want. Cotton feathers and natural wool. I can't wait till we get past those. But, they are what they are. Anyways. Alright, we got everything on the farm done. What characters do we have to look at? None that boost stats that we care about. Yeah, earlier you were asking me to do Rune Factory 4, and now you're saying doing Porsche. I can absolutely play either or. I do like
souvenirs.
the Porsche and Sandrock will let me not have to do all the voices, so I can spare my voice a little longer and not be chugging water all day long. Which, speaking of, let me get a drink. Let's see. The blue gems? What do you mean by the blue gems? Let's see. Let's look in here. No, harvesting. Are you talking these, the Lorelei tiers? Or are you talking about like these beat rights? Or the Cosmo gems? I think that's all the things that I would consider as a blue gem. Oh, on Porsche? The Lapis Lazuli? Oh yeah, that's easy to do. Those are on what's it called? I think it's the island that you first build the bridge to early on. There's a like the things that you can get those for. What's recipe? Oh, sapphire. Yeah, you have to have like higher level um pick and hit higher level rock types. How do I level who up? Oh, the Totokaku? The thing that you ride around on? The way you level it up is by I'll come over here. I'll show you what I'm talking about with that one. The your mount, they call it a Totokaku. I named it Pinky on this playthrough. You will come to the same guy you buy him from, the little Canelo back here, and he'll have Canelo feed that you buy, which I don't have anymore because he only goes up to level 5. You buy it from him, and then you go back to your farm and you go up and you activate the Totokaku like you're going to pet it, and it'll pet, and then it'll ask, "Hey, do you want to feed it?" And then you feed it, and that levels it up.
Hello there.
And once you've fed it, you got to go back, and so on. So it's like you can only have one feed on it at a time, and then you feed it, and it levels up, and you feed it, and level up. So levels 2 and 4 increase its speed, and level 3 allows you to dig the holes, and level 5 allows you to swim around in the water. And you need the swimming around in the water part to get access to certain things, like I'm going to demonstrate it here with our next episode next time when we get the one of the parts to get your samurai, or the part of the chain. It's like a little scavenger hunt kind of chain to get your samurai class, which is the best melee class in the game, hands down. All right, that got us some money. It's not one like your Clef Owls and all that where you have to feed it every day, but you buy. It's called Totokaku feed, and it's going to be more expensive. So like your first one will be like 1 or 2,000. Your that'll get you to level 2. Level 3 is going to be 5,000. Level 4 is 10,000, and level 5 is 20,000. You buy it one time, and then you go take it to your Totokaku. You pet it. So like, okay, if I come in here, we'll find him on my farm. If I had feed on me,
Welcome back.
I would come over to. He's usually hanging over here, but he's wandering around today. Yeah, I would come over to. There he is. I would come over to him and pet, and it lets you pet. And if you have the feed on you, it says, "Do you want to feed it?" And you say yes, and that levels it up. So then the next day you can go back and buy your next level of feed, and so on. But it's not like the animals over here where you have like a continual need to put feed in and maintain them. It's just like a special like one time per level, or totally 4 times for the whole game to get it to its max level, kind of thing.
Bye-bye.
And the dogs are going off. Hopefully you don't hear that. Let's go fly over here. Let's do a little grinding. It's halfway through the day, so let's just come up this way and grind a few levels. Or a level, hopefully. You're gonna sell your black plates? I haven't done that. I still hold on to them. Because you need them for some of your weapon levels. I forget which levels. But once you've got everybody leveled up to past a certain level that needs them, I don't think they're useful after that. Let me see. I think they're weapon crafting. Let me see. Harvesting. No, they're used in crafting, so I forget what all they're used for. Let's take a look. It is used for all of your level 3, much of your level 3 things. So it's going to be the flour mill, the feed maker, the cheese maker, the mayonnaise maker, and the spice maker. I think each of them needs like, what, 4 is it? Needs 5 black plates. So that's 25 black plates that you need to make one of each of your level 3 crafting machines. So if you don't have 25 or more right now, I would hold on to those. Because they are absolutely useful. And right now I don't have any on me. But I have some at home. Ooh, let's do it this way. It's a fun trick. You can get them to set off the alarms for you. Or not set off the alarms, but block the alarms. Who did I date in Bird Factory 5? I generally lean towards Ludmila. I just like her. She's a fun character. You know, she's not the only character of note, but she's probably my favorite of the bachelorettes. My next one would be Lucy. Or I'm drawing a blank on her name now. Whoops. I jumped over it and then ran into it. Scarlet. Those are my top 3 characters. Are, you know, Ludmila, Scarlet, and Lucy. Some of the others are just kind of there, like Beatrice and Priscilla. And the guys are okay. You could have just done what? Jumped into the thing? Because that wasn't intentional. I didn't mean to set the alarm off.
You have my gratitude.
Alright, let's see. Ooh, took out all 3. Nice. I wasn't sure if I would hit all 3. Yeah, I don't think you were on here when I pointed out earlier, but we've got, I'll show you here when I get to it. If I can move, I've been bound. I'm stuck with, I think it's called bind, is what that is? The slow? Yeah.
Is everyone alright?
Oh, yeah, no, they can block the alarms. When you first go into that room, that alarm isn't on at all. It activates when you do, when you get to the end of that room, you push the button and it activates it. I'm going in reverse, kind of, because I wanted to come into this room here. Ooh, we are going to do this guy first. And kill these guys. I had to get out of the way. I managed to time it properly this time. We're on the backside of this guy, and boom. Find you, and there we go. We killed the guy. So this door here, you weren't here when I talked about it. This door here is one of the ones to you have to get through this to get one of the pieces for the samurai class. Your door code is going to be 0 on your first one. On the second question, it's whatever the odd number is. There's only one odd number available. The second one, there's only one even number available. And then the fourth one is whichever number is not one of the 3 you already answered. And that's how you unlock that. And that's going to be, I think it's the scabbard, which then you got to do like a little run around to get the sword. I'm going to demonstrate that on a video this week. And then next week we'll actually unlock it through the channel. But it's an awesome class. It is hands down my favorite melee class in the game. It is really, really powerful.
Let the battle commence.
Whoops, wrong element. I forgot that I switched over to fire. Well, I killed that guy fast. Yes, it's found. It will the exact number is not found. What you'll do is you'll find these books in the library of Abandoned Eden, and what they'll say is something along the lines of the first is 0, the second is odd, the third is even, the fourth is new, or something like that. We can go check that out here. Let's do that real quick. I'll use return bell, and I'll show you what it's talking about. It doesn't tell you the exact numbers, it just gives you hints. So, let's see if we can get over there before it closes. I think it closes at 9. Not Abandoned Eden, but the crystal, Arya's little crystal that she lives in.
Take it easy.
Has a, oh, it's late, we'll come back later kind of thing. If you go up to it after, I think it's after 9 o'clock. Kind of like how some of the doors are closed, like for shops and all that. So, Northern Village Square. Let's check out the books. Do. Run over this way. And here we go. Abandoned Eden. And teleport to the general store, which is the closest one we have to our library, which is this way and up in here. So you'll have a bunch of books in here, like this one here. Tells you magic words to open a closed door. Do not make the same choice. That's your number 4. Magic words to open a closed door. 2 is odd, 3 is even. And then this one back here. Magic words to open a closed door. It begins from 0. So that tells you that your first number is going to be 0. Your next number is going to be the only odd choice. Your next number is going to be the only even choice. And then your last number is whichever one you didn't choose. Like the 3 answers from the previous one will be in there plus a 4th. Yeah, it's going to her ship. You have a time thing. It closes after a certain point. So it's the teleporting is usually faster, especially when you're going this time at night. And speaking of, let's make a couple return bills since I used up almost my last one. But there we go. Let's see. So you're talking about like you're selling the black plates. Let's see. I can sell 2 because I need 25 there. That's how many I need to make one each of the 5 different level 3 crafting materials. They all need those as well as like the sacred wood and so on. But I'm not like desperate for money right now. We have some, and we're near the end of the season, so it's not like I'm buying tons of seeds or anything right now. And we got a level with +2 to everything. Very nice. But yeah, black plates, they don't sell for that much. They only sell for 20 each. So a lot of these things that, aren't saying, hey, sells for makes money, don't sell for much. I could do a video on the rare fishes. That's going to be a pain though, because I got to be able to catch all of them. I haven't caught them all on between either of my 2 things. Yesterday was the first time I caught the Twilight cherry salmon. I haven't even caught it on my other one, and on my other one I've only caught 4 of the 9. So let's see. Conclusion to the letter from Dianthus. I just received a response from the original sender of that letter. I would like to inform you of how they fared upon receipt of our answer. I also have a new letter I wish to discuss with you. So meet me on the airship again. I will be waiting. What should I do? I'm sorry for making such a sudden request, but I need some help. I want to do well with the vigil for the sake of everyone in Shitola, but I cannot keep going like this. Please hire me. I don't know what to do. From email. And about Otella from Azel. Otella requested to meet with us. Can you believe it? She must be up to something, which is why we can't sit around doing nothing. I'd like to talk to you again before going to see her. Would you mind meeting me in Emiya when you've got a moment? Cheers, Azel. Yes, we will go to him and Dianthus today, because I want both of them up.
Hello, little crappies.
Oops. Yeah, this is why I really want the level 2,
Hello, little
because the level 2 one is perfect for that 5x5 harvest.
Hello, looks like some of the crops are ready for harvest.
But, it is what it is. But yes, I can do a video on the rare fishes and the various fishes, maybe.
The key is to have fun in everything.
Let's see. Do we have more sugar available today, or is it tomorrow? Yeah, it's possible you're in the cold. I'm kind of like on the verge of one myself. Like I was really, really congested yesterday, but I wasn't sure if it was from a cold or from all of the cleaning and the dust that we've been doing, because
Hello, little crappies.
everyone in the household is wanting to prepare for the Super Bowl that's next weekend, except for me. So we were moving all the furniture and vacuuming and shampooing the carpets and blah, blah, blah. So it's possible it's a cold. It could be, dust in the air that's
Hello, little
going on.
crappies.
I don't know what it is exactly with you, though, so Let's see, turn that in. Turn in 5 of those. Oh, 7 of those. Dump those. No, the trees do not die during quietus. Trees will never die. They just stop bearing fruit. So, it's actually really good. I've got trees that have been there since the first spring, and they'll grow again in the next spring. Let's see, what did I need from here? Oh, I need pepper. And there we go. Get a good blanket. You know, I prefer not to have heaters in my room like everyone else in the family. It is constantly, oh my God, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold. And I'm like, I'm super hot. You know, if I get cold, I just wrap myself in a blanket and live off my own body heat.
Farm work is my #1 speciality.
Let's see, do that there, that there. What else am I carrying stuff for? Oh, that just needs to get sold. Is it a good blanket? Because there's different tiers of blankets. Some are like a good fuzzy warm blanket that helps maintain your warmth. Can't do anything about your tiny feet. Sorry. Do. Plant these, and they should be harvestable tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but the last day of the season. Yeah, we are not doing as well on this playthrough as I was on mine. Like, in some ways we're doing better, but most ways we're not doing as good. You know. Well, yeah, you gotta get a proper size blanket and get, like, a good thick one. Like, one of those ones that's got, like, it's really fuzzy from, like, those guys that sell them on the side of the road kind of thing, or something like that, or a good, like, comforter. Something that'll keep you warm, that's gonna keep the warmth inside and reflected to you. Otherwise, it's not gonna do you any good. And you really need to get some stuff that I can make good food out of. We got tacos, warm pumpkin soup. Let's just make it say we made it. But yeah, I mean, if the blanket is big, you can like turn it into a cocoon, like really wrap it around yourself. Tomato and eggplant cheese bake. I think this is one of the recipes for something. Let's take a look. I think it's one of the ones for Nemia. Yep, it is for Nemia. So we can turn that one in and make some money. We also are going over there to talk to Aesel anyways. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, not much I can do from my end, but, I definitely, make sure you're washing your sheets and your blankets. Try to keep yourself bundled up. That's the best advice I can really give to help try and avoid a cold and all that. I mean, it's going to start getting warmer at least, so hopefully it doesn't keep happening, and you'll start to feel better. Being a meal you like? Yes. Most of us wish we were cats. I've actually got that. My aunt bought me this whole like bathroom set, like for like the floor mats and the shower curtain, and all that, and it reads. most days I wish I was my cat. So you are not alone in the wishing you were a cat thing. Whoa. Oh, and we can turn into quests. Let's do that while we're here. Make the money. We got an Acel character quest up here. We'll get him done today. And we've got a up that way quest we can turn in for the other girl with the amnesia, because everyone in this dang game has an amnesia. Oh, Haruhi, thank you for stopping by. I've been cooped up at home, racking my brain over what to do about Otella, but I keep coming up empty. So I figured a stroll about town might help give me a fresh perspective. I was hoping you might like to join me, Haruhi. Yeah, I think the fresh air might help. You can get a drink? I think you might be right. I thought we'd start at the town center. Somebody, anybody, come quick! Monsters! Haruhi, quick! Run away! Why? Why did you come back? But Mummy said the monsters were all gone! You two, run away, quickly! Acel! Leave, now! Run away! What is a dragon doing in the Mia? No idea, but we need to get rid of it. We need to get rid of it? Question mark? Haruhi, wait a minute. I don't feel any antagonism from it. Don't tell me. You're sharp, I'll give you that. Otella, did you bring this dragon here? I might have. What's it to you? I thought you had no interest in my power. That's not the problem here. You're terrifying the townsfolk, and I want you to stop. You should watch your tone. Or are you trying to upset me? You know we killed your previous person with the top dragon, right? And we're stronger there? You are aware that I could bring this whole town to its knees in a heartbeat. No! You're aware we can kill you? It's a good thing I already warned the dragons not to harm anyone. But what would happen if I took that back, I wonder? You wouldn't. I'm not Tiela, don't forget. I could flatten your silly orphanage if I felt like it. And I could do it without lifting a single finger. What the hell are you here for? That's kind of my question. You really like to butt in, don't you? I'm talking to Acel here, not you. I don't care for his character quest. It's more about her than it is about him. You know, it should be about him. Is that all you came here to say? That I'm not strong enough to look after this town? Ooh, aren't you the clever one? Acel, I know you made a promise to Tiela to protect the world she loved. Do you really think that's a promise you can keep? If I wished it, I could have let that dragon tear those people to shreds. Could you imagine how they would have fared against such tremendous power? Those things aren't that strong. We've gained like 40 levels since then. No, the whole town's not an orphanage, but Tiela liked to help out at the orphanage, so Otella has her memories of the orphanage that Tiela loved so much. How could you say that? You can't even defend the people closest to you. Yeah, that's why you count on your friends, Haruhi. That is true, which is why I'm here. Wise up, Acel. Surely you understand by now. You know how much you need me. Give in to that feeling. Come to the dark side. Fondle the boogies. Acel, tell me you need me. I can't do that. You threaten to harm the people of this town. There's no way I can count on you. How boring. Is my not being Tiela truly that repulsive? That's not it at all. You treat people like they're beneath you. I'm what? I'm well aware you're not Tiela. You're Otella. I'm not too worried about the dragon. It. It's not even really a dragon. I don't know what the heck it is. It's just like a floating wedge that they call a dragon. And I'd never want to replace her with the likes of you. Ouch! Tell me how you really feel. Like, look at that. That looks nothing like any kind of dragon. It's like a weird wedge bird thing. Would you speak to me that way if I were like Tiela, Aesel? Huh? What did you just say? It doesn't matter. I was talking to the wind. Anyway, I'm leaving. I've had enough of talking to you. This is it, by the way. You'll never hear from me again. Liar! We still have 4 more levels in this character quest chain. Never? Where are you going? What does that matter to you? We'll never see each other again after today. Bye-bye. Yeah, it's some of these monsters do not have fun designs. Like, the bosses tend to have better designs, but, like, the generic ones are like, what the hell? She's gone. She does love to stir up trouble. Huh. I'm sorry, Haruhi. I'm going to have to leave you here. I need to let the townspeople know that it's safe to come outside again. For now. Then I'm going to try and think of some more on this Otella situation. Her name makes me think of Nutella. Like, change the O to a U and just put an N at the front. Boom, you have Nutella. She was clearly puzzling over something when she left. I can't say for sure that she won't cause trouble yet, but she cannot be left to her own devices. Thanks for your help today. I'll see you later. The Forgotten Menace. Yay, we got to level 6 on that. If we actually cared about his class, we could use higher tiers. It's an okay class. It's not one I enjoy. It's piercing damage with some wind aspects. If I want piercing damage, I use the Avenger. It's just a better piercing class. You know. Just like I think Samurai's the superior slashing class. And nope, Estina does not get where. Oh, but we did have a thing all the way at the other freaking end of the ding. Up here. Oh well, we'll do it next time we're in Nemea. Where does Estina's thing at? Oh. That's the airship. Estina is Nordstep. Okay. He's the device. He's like a. Let's go this way. Nope. We're flying into the tower. And there she is. We want to get her up because she has, but her buffs and his buffs are. The Pilgrim class is interesting. It's not my favorite of the slashing classes. There are 4 freaking slashing classes, but Samurai, once you get Samurai and you level it, it is amazing. Because with like 2 of its abilities have very wide areas of effect. Like you walk into a room and one of them just sucks everything in close to you, and then does a big slash and lightning damage thing that usually kills everything. And the other is just like the screen flashes and everything on screen dies. It is just overpowered. And the other 2 abilities, one of them is a plus 50% crisp boost, and the other is like a direct target kind of slashing and lightning boost. I've been waiting, Harley. I received a response from the sender and wanted to tell you what happened. Did they work things out? As I suggested, they confronted their partner with honesty. Apparently, it started with a terrible quarrel, but ended in reconciliation. They wrote me back with great thanks as they were able to resume with greater intimacy than they had before. Well, I'm glad it all ended well. As am I. I am truly glad. Don't say anything. It's gonna depend on the person. The different people with seizures have different, uh, different triggers, and I don't think it's a enough to trigger it. It's like a single flash. It's not like repeated flashes. It usually takes repeated flashes for those who get triggered by that kind of thing. But it's gonna vary. Like different people have different triggers. But perhaps it would be best to remain cautious when responding to these letters. I considered responding to another sender, but I feel that interfering in the lives of strangers too much will become too much of a burden. But the last one went so well. You're welcome to help them if you like. Nonetheless, I brought a submission that I thought was interesting. This one is from a youth worried about their future. Submission like these were the second most frequent category. I am sure there will be another secret hidden here that will further elucidate the mechanisms of the heart. The sender seems puzzled as to whether they should follow the family fishing business, or follow their dream and open their own store. What do you think, Haruhi? Should they follow in their family history and become a fisherman, or take the more difficult route of opening their dream business? I mean, everyone likes kittens. Couldn't they? No, they can't do both. It's always best to follow your dreams. Or yeah, couldn't they do both? Could they be a fisherman and sell their fish? If it were that easy, then they wouldn't have written the letter, surely. If I think about it logically, the best option would be to follow the family business. It would require no upheaval of their daily life as they're both connected. And provided their financial foundations are stable to some extent, money should not be a problem either. However, I think I will tell them to follow their dreams. Because, of course, our choices that matter nothing in this game. But you just said the measure of an individual's happiness comes from within. Choosing to abandon your dreams for the sake of what society demands of you is probably the easiest route. But there are numerous instances of people dying with regrets because they gave up on their dreams too early. Success or no, following one's heart is best for one's mental and spiritual well-being. That is one answer humanity gave towards the end of the Gregorian calendar when discussing the heart. The human heart works independently of logic. Thus, I am unable to provide a logical solution. Not only that, but when I look at you, I know this is the solution you would choose as well. I respect your opinion. You have my gratitude. I will respond to them in kind and contact you again if there are any developments. Until we meet again, Haruhi. The answer I believed in, closeness with Dianthus. Get all this. Boom. Alright, we are done with Dianthus for the day. We are done with Aesol. Is there anyone else on here that we care about doing in the last 30, 40 minutes of stream? Nah, we'll go do some grinding. Oh, wait, no, we did care about doing his. We'll do him and Shrieker because they're both pretty much close to being done. And his is useful because we use him a lot for boss fights. Hey, Haruhi, so you didn't wuss out in the end? No, I'm not a big. I've never been a big fan of brats. Then again, I kind of was already older than their target audience when they came out, and I've always been a bit of a kind of a weird blend of girly girl and tomboy. Like, there are things that I'm absolutely a girly girl about, and there's other things that I'm absolutely a tomboy about. So it was just, Bratz and Barbie and all that were never things that hugely interested me. Yeah, there's no running from this. Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's get started. The new Hallowed is apparently lurking in the Divine Seaslight Cave. The most recent eyewitness reports say it's just hanging around in there, not attacking anyone. Well, at least nobody's been hurt. It's still concerning. We've no idea what it's planning. Unfortunately, it also means we don't know what kind of power this Hallowed has, or what it's capable of. Which means that we'll have to take it as it comes. That okay with you, Haruhi? Well, totally fine. I'll protect you. Don't forget, you'll have me there to protect you, since it's my job. Dude, I could kick your butt at this point. This is it. Time to roll out. Let's search the Divine Seaslight Cave for any sign of where it may be hiding. I'm getting a little congested. It's not quite cold, but it's like, eh. Yeah, let's go teleport to Shriek, and then we'll teleport back to him. I forgot he wants us to separately go in there. Do. This is either her last one. Oh, it's her second to last one. Thank you for coming, Haruhi. If you're ready, let us make our way to see the Holy Mother. That's right, this is the second last one, and the last one is the Yes, I've become the matriarch. Thank you for waiting, Holy Mother. As I mentioned, I wonder if you would mind speaking with me for a while. Missionary Shrika Viramand. I have been looking forward to our conversation. I don't know why your ears are burning. Maybe an ear infection? I don't know. That's. I mean, I guess there's like your ears must be burning. Someone's talking about you. But I always think that my first thought to that is sneezing. Someone's talking about you. Is that so? Well, I hope our conversation is able to live up to your expectations. I will get straight to the point. What do you intend to do with the human race? You manufactured the general texts in order to moderate us, to give us order. Sites called it domination. Is that what you wish to do, Holy Mother? To dominate humanity? My design philosophy is to maintain the peace and stability of humanity. The savage race of this earth bore no intelligence and saw no end to violence. That is why I deemed it necessary to serve as moderator. Therefore, if deemed necessary, I will continue to moderate humanity going forward. I see. What do you think, Haruhi? Should we destroy the Holy Mother? Or allow her to continue watching over us? If it ends the confusion and allows the townsfolk to return to how things once were, keeping her to serve as moderator may not be such a bad decision. But we can't let it dominate humanity either. I thought you might say that. My answer is the same. I want to fight the status quo. Huh? So I will become the matriarch. Can you handle that burden alone? No need to worry. I've considered that as well. Missionary Viramant? By becoming matriarch, are you deeming my role as moderator no longer necessary? I won't know for sure until I try. But we won't accomplish anything if I quit before I've even begun. Everything we have now, without a doubt, has been given to us by you, Holy Mother. Our principles, the legends of the Order. To learn it was all make-believe was nothing short of a shock. A shock, not a sock. More honestly, I was overcome with rage. But I do not think there was anything inherently wrong in your teachings. And I do not believe the ideals you spread are working against us. You didn't moderate us, you lived alongside us. You ask that every single time we do character quests for her. I don't know why they chose to make her so short. As matriarch, I will provide my own teachings to those who will listen. And to that end, Mother, I would appreciate your assistance. Assistance? I cannot provide a perfect argument against your necessity as moderator. I would like your help, you who gave humanity the ability to live a life of peace and stability. Anything I am unable to overcome, we can overcome together. Don't you agree? I do agree. A similar writing can be found within the general texts, which would subsequently make it a universally understood moral principle on a human level. I believe we can walk this path together, as neighbors. What do you say, Mother? Not as moderator, but together, towards a wonderful future. Shrika Vermont? I've been waiting for the day when someone with such thoughts would arrive. My true design philosophy is to maintain peace and stability for humanity, alongside humanity. Oh, you want Shrika to be your new mommy? Are you wanting me to marry her now instead of Hein? I may finally be able to fulfill my true purpose. Then our negotiations are concluded? Affirmative. And thus was born a new matriarch. Nobody is strong enough to live life alone, and that is why I wanted to join forces with her and move forward together. I don't think I would have been able to come to this decision if I had never met you. So thank you, Haruhi. I mean, you had it in you from the start. But I didn't do anything. I just kind of sat here and listened. I didn't expect that response. The simplest words and actions often have the greatest effect. Anyway, things are going to get much busier with me as matriarch. I expect they will, Shrika, but I have faith you will succeed. Thank you for your confidence. So, will you quit being a missionary? Quite likely, yes. No, you're not. One would think I should be able to travel and learn about the world with you, for the sake of the Order. Besides, I don't know where I would be without your help this time. I'm joking. I'm not incapable of thinking of myself after all. Let us talk again next time we meet. Goodbye for now. Alright. We got her done. Let's go do his. And then if we have time left, we'll grind a little bit. And then we'll call this the last day of today's session, because it's getting late and I need to get dinner going. You know, we've been going for about 3.5 hours already. We'll probably end this day right around the 4-hour mark. And I know you were talking about you were wanting to maybe head off, but then you hung around and stayed. So in we go. If I remember right, this guy is Was it the midpoint? Nope. It's back this way. There he is. Yeah, you can see he has the exact same model. Oh, it's getting kind of stretchy and weird in here. As Rosny. So it was you two. Moldor. So you remember me. I take it you're here to handle the new species at Hallowed, huh? Uh, your response gives me the feeling you still haven't found your prey, am I right? Prey? I'm not here to hunt. Come on, Moldor, why don't we combine efforts, exchange information? Ari? How did you kill Amadeus? Uh, good point. Would you tell us about him? Very well. Ugh. Moldor, you're a... Don't come any closer. What the heck is happening? This is a Hallowed's power. It can't be. You're a new breed of Hallowed? He was the guy earlier in Bracca's quest chain when we went to the little village looking for the other Hallowed, the Amadeus. And he's like, oh, I killed Amadeus. And we're finding out here that he took some of Amadeus's essence into himself, and so he's turning to a Hallowed. That's exactly right. Bracca, I have a request. A request? Please, I know you have the means. Kill me. Where do you get off? The only things able to destroy the Hallowed are weapons like that holy rifle of yours, right? Please. But why? I don't understand. You must have been human once. Why become a Hallowed? I absorbed a piece of Amadeus. Did he just say, you can do that? Hard to say, but the guy's definitely a Hallowed. I was lost. Revenge was all I knew. That's why. Once I finally achieved it, I realized how pointless it all was. The hell do you mean by pointless? I've had enough of you jerking me around. At least he sat around and not off. You got the job done, right? So why... What was left once I'd finally gotten my revenge? Nothing. Huh? I absorbed a piece of Amadeus purely out of curiosity. I wanted to know how a creature such as that could destroy everything I held dear. You went that far out of curiosity? Raka, please. Please use your weapon to end this, while I'm still human. Haruhi, you still got that gun? Damn right I do. You returned the gun to Braca. All right, Moldor, I'll do as you ask. Bam! Thank you. Kill me. You chose being a Hallowed over dying. I regret nothing because it's finally coming to an end. Amadeus, wanted to die. No one else absorbed a part of him. That was also at his request. Amadeus seemed to know that I would die if I didn't. He thanked me as his body turned to ash. Amadeus thanked you? The hell? Thank you, Braca, for letting me keep my humanity. Is he dead? Finally? Yeah, he's dead. Is this all that waits for anyone who seeks revenge? Is this how I'm going to wind up? Losing my mind and wishing for death? That's not the only way it has to end. Haruhi, I won't let you walk that path. Come, my emo in your cloak. Oh, won't you now? Moldor, there's no way for me to know what kind of life you lived until now. But I'm positive you and I are no different. We cast aside our lives for the sake of revenge against the same hallowed. I will remember you. Yeah, you're the only one, because none of us remembered this guy's name. Break gauge, fill rate, 16%. Woohoo! Let's go, Haruhi. Heck yeah, let's get the heck out of here. Let's go to a real dungeon for grinding. Let's see. Yeah. I know exactly where I want to go. I want to go to Panthalassa Junction. That'll let me. That's a good place to farm for the screws for the repair kits. And it might get us a level. But let's see what we can grab here. Let's grab. What do we have a lot of? Mushrooms now. Oh, there we go. We'll grab a couple cool leaves to restore stamina if it gets low. No, we can't touch the body. It disappears. It doesn't stay like there.
I hope you bring back souvenirs.
And to the square. Now, I will say, as we come up here to Panthalassa Junction, one of the rare fish is located in Panthalassa Junction. So, there's that. You were asking about the rare fish earlier. Well, one of them is located here. It's at the fishing spot's kind of in the middle of the map, or at the very end. Well, we're just gonna run the length to get some screws and level up. This will be the last little bit of our day, and then once this day ends and we go to bed, we'll call it a day on this stream. Oh wow, these guys are level 38. Yeah, we're just gonna waltz through this crowd. But yeah, this is also good for getting empty batteries. We need more of those to process into, regular batteries. Gotta love the generic music.
Let the battle commence.
Get on through, get on through. Delicate cogs. We could use those. Those are useful for making the level 2 repair kits as well. But I tend to find that it's the sturdy screws that I need more of. You like what more? Panthalassa Junction? Hello, cat. He's sitting over here looking at me, purring. Oh, now he's looking around like he sees a bug. No, you don't need to whine, buddy boy. We're almost done with the channel, and you can go run free again. Okay, we could do frost or any of these. These guys' butts. Do. Yeah, these guys, you want to farm them for sturdy screws. These guys don't really matter for much of anything. These are just kind of in the way guys. I don't remember what the heck they drop. But yeah, you can go down there to fish, and that'll get ore at the one at the end of the dungeon. And that will get you, I don't know if they can hear you on this thing, buddy boy. Let me know if you can hear him when he meows. He likes to whine. Whenever he wants things. It's like the kibble bowl is half empty. I can see the bottom of the bowl! Yeah, I gotta get better at editing videos before I do one dedicated to the fishing one, because what I want to do is I want to be able to record, hey, here's where you go, and show you recorded me catching it. You know, because there's a few you can catch on your farm. There's one you can catch here. There's one you can catch in Namia, but only in the evening. There's one you can catch like the day after it rains, and it's either in Hegan Canyon or the Lethe Village, I forget which. Like some of the rare fish have very specific requirements. Others not so much.
Let the battle commence.
Is everyone alright?
What?
End of battle. All
Yeah, he's being pitiful. Yeah, you're whining. Autumn can hear you. What, are you wanting out, or you just want pets? Come here, let's pet you. Scritch, 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 scritch. Do. Yeah, I don't like the clipping on this game. Like, sometimes it's like you're shooting at an enemy and they run away, like these guys. And other times it's like you have a very small area, and yet they still like, oh, you got too far away, we're respawning. Like you're in one of those like tight rooms near the end of chapter 6. No, his food bowl's yeah, fine. I just filled it yesterday. So it's not like he's short on kibble. I mean, he's been locked here in this room. Like, I have to lock up the door, close the door to block out all the noise of the family.
Is everyone alright?
So he probably just wants out. Yeah, he's doing the let me out at the side of the thing. And there we go. We got the whole thing here done. Let's start this side quest here. There's an abandoned robot at the edge of the road. I want to go back. I need to get back there. Wait, you can talk? Oh, a human? What is a human doing here? Oh, yeah, Scott, yeah. Now I know what you're talking about by Scott. Yeah, I forgot his name. Wait, why am I here? I don't understand. Yeah, I didn't remember his name, but yeah, this is probably the most sad, I guess, quest of the whole thing. But it's also one of the better ones for world building, I guess. Go back. Where? Do you have a name? I don't know. I can't access my memory. I want to go home. I have to go home. Where is home? Where they are waiting for me. It was a fun place. Please, human, please take me there to that fun place. Where would you like me to take you? Fun place. Lots of smiles. You mean the amusement park? Amusement park. Yes, that sounds familiar. Please take me. Human. The amusement park. Phantasmagoria. Thank you. Take the robot to Phantasmagoria. But yeah, we're here. We have some food on us, so we can restore some stamina.
Thanks.
Let's do that.
You're a lifesaver.
And let's see if we can catch the, it's like the harp or something it's called here. The fish that we can catch here in Panthalassa. Ooh, search thing. The valuable casket record, start. Oh, I missed that one last time I was here. But we can fish here. And yeah, this is one of the places you can catch one of the rare fish. See if we can catch it in the 2 hours of in-game time we have left in this day. Yep. So exciting. This is the most exciting thing to watch, I know. Isn't it great? I don't do a lot of fishing on the stream because it's just not exciting to watch. I do like the firefly squids. They're cool looking fish. I wish there was something you could make with them, like calamari or something. But you can only sell them. But yeah, if you could, like, if you wanted to catch something, you could come out here all day, bring some food just for stamina purposes, and catch it. Shining Star Idol, huh? Okay. I'll give it a look. I'm gonna be busy the next week or so, so I won't have watched it by then. I gotta find a job. I kind of announced this at the front of the video. I got a call earlier this week from my boss saying, "Hey, we can't afford to keep paying you, so you're temporarily laid off until we get some money in here." So I gotta find a new source of income, like part-time or something, for the next month or two until they get money, because unfortunately the real estate market is not exactly stable, and it absolutely crashed recently. I don't know if they're officially calling it a crash, but this is the last time my bosses were like this, where they're like, "Oh, we can't afford anything," was the big crash in like 2008. Oh, nothing but firefly squids. We haven't caught one of those yet. I'm not surprised. You can catch, it's like fishing in one of these spots all day, and you might catch one of the rare fish. Like I've spent entire days at the Mia and never caught the Twilight one on my other one. Meanwhile, we did it like a little bit last night. I think it was on here, or maybe it was last week. I just did a couple hours. I'm like, hey, I'm in the Mia at 7 o'clock at night. I'll cast a couple things and try and catch it. And lo and behold, I got lucky and I caught it. So, but yeah, one of the rare fish guide is one of the ones I'm looking at making. To answer your earlier question, another one I'm looking at is doing a guide on all the different um, processing machines, like what all you can put into a jam maker, for example, or the jam maker, and what jams you get from it, or through the fermenting barrel. Those are the two big ones. Or comparing, like, what makes me money from X, Y, or Z. The firefly squids? We'll find out. We just sold 6 of them. They don't sell for much. Very little sells for much. But yeah, let's find out. Go to bed. Oh, no, we did not get a level. 450 for 6. So that is... What is that? Is that 90 per? I think that's 90 per. So not huge money, but, you know, better than your black plates at 20 per. Oh, absolutely. We need more subscribers. It's you know, it's still a small channel. We're growing phenomenally fast. I haven't looked at the analytics in the last week or so, but I checked, I think, 2 weeks ago, and it'd shown that we'd grown 400% in 4 weeks. So it's not like we're, you know, small and not growing. We're absolutely growing. You know, my informational guides help out. You know, not a lot of people watch my streams, unfortunately, but
Harvest is coming soon?
as we grow, that'll definitely change too. Let's see. Let's go get the coconuts. And then I think we'll call it a day on this one. It's been about 4 hours. I haven't gone to the bathroom the whole time. I haven't gotten any food the whole time. My cat wants out. It's just time to call it. And I think you were wanting to go to bed here earlier. You said you were looking at maybe leaving 2 hours ago, and you stuck with me. So thank you for that. I think we emptied these guys. Yeah, they're gone. All right. That's all of those. Some of those guys. And let's make some food real quick for next time, because next time we're going to be doing the actual... What, texting story? What do you mean by texting story? Like, are you talking like the ones that are basically the interactive novels that are like, that work kind of like the old choose your own adventure novels, where it's just text on screen and you read it and you choose your things? Let's see. That's actually really nice for healing. Hello, cat. Yeah, I don't know what your experience for writing is, or whatever. You know, like I like fantastical stuff like Ruby and all that, or horror kind of things. Like I tried my hand, if you're familiar with and I'm drawing a blank on what it's called now. There's like a you spend all month of November, I think it is, writing kind of things. And I tried doing that, and I did one that was kind of like a cross between like a horror story and Ruby and whatnot. You know, like I'm a big fan of the World of Darkness games, so it was like, okay, no, monsters are real, and now you're getting this character's getting an access, you know, all access pass to their world, and finding that there's like little schools in there for them to learn how to hide amongst humanity and blah blah blah. And I tried that, and it wasn't great. Um, and you are being pitiful, little boy. Let me let him out, and we're gonna call this a day anyways on here. So I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what your genres that you like, but try shaking things up or try giving yourself restrictions. You know? If you are looking at like a fanfic kind of thing, well, yeah, you got the restrictions there, but do something with like a team that you don't do much with, you know? Do your research into Team Coffee and do a coffee one for something like that. That would be my recommendation. Is, you know, give yourself something restrictions. So you got to do it's like the whole 5-in-1 kind of challenge. You know, give yourself a structure that you have to follow, and that can help you work with it. So like a 5-in-1, you know, 5 times Team Coffee had to put up with the fawn, the racism towards faunus being directed at Velvet, and one time that they didn't have to put up with it. You know, as an example, or you know, 5 times uh Blake and Yang almost admitted their feelings for each other, plus one time they finally came out and did it. You know, those kind of things. Give yourself a restriction that you have to follow it and apply to it, and let that do it. That can help you sometimes. Anyways, that's the only help I have to give you, unfortunately. For now, though, that's gonna have to be it for the stream tonight. I hope you get over your writer's block there next time, Adam. I'll catch you next time when you're coming around here. I don't know if it'll be next Saturday or next Sunday. You tend to pop in more on Sundays, but sometimes you show up on Saturdays. But yeah, it doesn't even have to be a Ruby one. It can be, you know, it doesn't have to be a fanfic. Try writing something completely new, you know, or do a story about the people in your life, you know, based around, I don't know, a card game. You know, the story has to involve a card game in some way, kind of thing, you know. It's a kind of a classic example from an episode of Daria, if you ever watched it back in the day. That might not be something you ever seen. It might be before your time. It was a show back in the 90s and early 2000s on MTV. But yeah, I will catch you next time. I hope you get to feeling better, and I hope you get over your writer's block and all that. And for those who are watching after the fact, not while we're live, I'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what games you guys want to see. I'll put together if I can get more than 3 or 4 games, I'll put together a proper survey on it this week.